Okay.
Here.
So, as I was just saying to the players here, sorry about that, moving from Streamlabs OBS to regular OBS, which has some things which are nice, because apparently I can now do rolls and things, and it should automatically update in the window over that you guys can see. No. God damn it!
Well, I don't know what an OBS is, but I think we've got plenty of BS going on.
Oh well, I'll just
That's
keep
for
on
sure.
doing that from time to time.
Well played.
Well, it's better in other things, probably.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe. So, does one of you like to do a introduction of... Actually, let's do a proper intro. Hi, I'm Mordred. I'm DMing this. Then we've got Irilyssa.
Hi, I'm Rard. I go by Evil by Moonlight.
Then we've got Elora.
Hi, I'm Trips. I go by Trips.
Impressive.
Tahko.
I am Highwind. Greetings.
Zagrax.
Zach, or Warbird.
And then finally Vulwin.
Hi, I'm Ethan, or Chaos Gemini.
And we are collectively the Digital Dragons. We are playing some Dungeons & Dragons. This is Icewind Dale. So, what happened last time? Does someone want to give a rundown of that?
City with Castle is bad, and we left it because too high level.
Yeah, they attacked me because they're rude.
That too. They are also very rude. We ran across the greatest adventurers in the world that only I know that are the greatest adventurers in the world. And Tahko pissed off their giant Goliath tank boy. And then we went and met our original quest giver, who seems to have a similar scar as Irilyssa. And then our Goliath tank boy friend showed up to throw down a Brawl of the Ages, death, brawl, blood feud thing in a tavern. So here we are.
Yeah. We thought we avoided death on the
I'd like
road.
to clarify that I don't think it's a scar. I think it's just a wound.
It is a wound. It's not a scar.
Well,
An unhealing wound?
It's spookier.
same difference.
Spooky.
Yeah, we
Healing
found out
is
that
fine. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
No,
we found
the
out that there
scar-
was some memory loss associated with it too.
True.
Couldn't remember
Yeah.
anything before getting afflicted with the wound.
the unhealing wound.
I'm sure it'll all be fine. No problems.
Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, no.
Mysterious past, oh my.
So, where we left off last time, we had the roar coming downstairs of Thunlaka-laka! What are you doing?
I am going to immediately make my way downstairs.
And the rest of you?
Here I thought we'd get a chance to relax finally.
Yeah,
Sky Tower.
I guess we have to put this wound thing on hold.
So,
I'll head
Tahko,
Yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah, I was gonna say there'd be a second of like, wait, what? Somebody's screaming in a bar, and that's not anything I've heard screamed in a bar. And then, oh shoot, there goes Tahko. Oh shoot, it's that guy. Oh shoot.
Yeah,
Yep.
we have been traveling all day, barely got a chance to relax. And we got to deal with this now. So that's going to be fun.
So while the rest of your
Yep.
party is upstairs going, ugh, Tahko, what are you doing? Tahko, you storm downstairs and you see carnage. One of the tables has just been completely thrown over. Drinks and bowls and food and stuff like that just thrown everywhere. A couple of patrons like standing back going, whoa, what's going on? And framed in the doorway is another giant Goliath. He's a little bit different than you remember previously. He is no longer wearing his full plate armor. He is now instead clad in a simple pair of trousers with a belt with a large buckle on it. He's not wearing a shirt, despite the cold. However, looming over his shoulder is still the whole hilt of a greatsword. And as he sees you, he grabs the hilt and starts drawing the sword out from it. Fight me, the Laka-Laka! He says, grabbing the sword as he does so.
I will take out my warhammer and just lay it against the wall. No.
Ooh.
Roll a intimidation.
All right.
Or persuasion. Your choice.
I'd say at this point, Zagrax would be down, or at least somewhere we could see. It was
Yeah,
just
this
a minor delay of, and then chase after him. Perception.
Wrong one.
Nice.
You
Wrong
see him.
roll.
He is there
What
with a
did you
big
roll?
sword.
Oh, whoops. Well, I'm still going to take the roll, but -4.
16. Okay, so he hesitates for just a moment, but his eyes are bloodshot and they're properly focused on you. However, a smaller figure elbows their way past, and in the little gap that they've made, a couple of city guard members start to stream into the tavern as well. And you notice that it is Vulrath, who was the elf that seemed to be leading Kelvin's company.
Okay. I'll pipe up. Have you no courtesy? And then I'll gesture towards the people in the tavern and the fire. Don't bring a fight to another's hearth. You had your chance out in the snow when you turned your back like a coward.
And
Is this
the Goliath kind of like braces himself to start moving forwards, but once again, Vulrath puts his hand on his friend's shoulder, well, probably lower arm because this guy's huge. And again, you see like the warm glow of some kind of magic emanating out from it. And he nods towards you saying, I agree, not here, outside. And with that, he kind of steps aside. The Goliath glares down at him, glares at you, throws another table over just because he can, single-handed, like, stuff explodes everywhere. Then he turns and then marches outside. The City Watch members making a tunnel as he does so.
Okay.
Or
So
table.
it's just the elf and myself and the city watch in here right now?
Yes,
And then the
Alright.
patrons.
in
What's
us?
the elf's name
Yeah.
again?
Vulrath.
Yeah.
Vulrath. All right, let me write that down real fast. Oh, I already did. Go me. Awesome.
Impressive work, sir.
Which is not where I'd expected. You need to keep your animal on a shorter chain.
That chain is quickly growing too short for me to actually control. You may want to finish this now, outside.
Fine. I'll grab my warhammer and pick it up and head outside.
Okay, and you do, and then the City Watch kind of fall into place behind you, and Vulrath as well follows you out immediately. And there is a small town square, like a plaza. No, it's the main town centre, isn't it? Yes. So you've got like the ship's bell in the centre of this plaza, then it's just this big area. There's a couple of trees, a couple of little bushes around the trees. It's just like a civic hangout spot, almost a small park, but not really big enough that you could call it that. And the City Watch kind of make a bit of a V shape outside of the tavern, and the giant Goliath is standing at the far end of it, sword still in hand, but at a glance from Vulrath, he kind of snarls and then throws the sword aside and just starts cracking his knuckles.
Okay.
I'm
I'll-
going to proceed out.
Yeah, I'll put my warhammer aside.
Same.
And as you do, Vulrath kind of stands out between the two of you. Couple of curious citizens have started to file outside and kind of looking on, going, what's going on, what's going on? And a couple of chants of like, fight, 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 in the background as well. It looks like the City Watch is kind of content to allow this to happen outside, although they're kind of keeping a protective ring around what is going on here. Vulrath seemingly taking on the position of some kind of referee between the two of you. One hand almost touching the Goliath that he's basically trying to restrain at this point, and then you at the far end. He says, to unconsciousness, this is not to death. Unconsciousness. No blood will be spilled in the town. We are not murderers. Okay? And he looks over at the Goliath, and the Goliath eventually has a... and he looks over towards you, Tahko.
Fine.
Okay, this is going to be an equal contest. No armor.
All right. I'll take my armor off.
Okay, so as you start tugging at some of the pieces, the Goliath goes, enough! Throws Vulwath aside and just charges at you.
All right.
And with that,
Initiative?
it's a roll initiative.
All right.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's not good. I rolled a 7.
Oh, that's not good.
uh,
And he got a 14.
Oh,
So the charge
Nice.
continues onwards. His head is down, and he just leaps at you. Now, I will say that the 5th edition rules for hand-to-hand combat are garbage. They are absolutely rubbish. So I will be kind of making this up as I go along. So basically describe what you want to do. Then I will make you probably do an attack roll and then damage based on what you're trying to do. So because he's doing a bull rush at you, I'm going to say he's at a slight disadvantage to hit because he can quite easily see what he's doing in sidestep. But if he does manage to connect, he will do extra damage.
Okay. I'm not actually going to get out of the way. I'm going to try a double-fisted slam down on his back.
Okay. I will do his impact first and then yours immediately afterwards. That would effectively be a reaction.
Okay.
Which I am quite happy with. So he is going to roll an unarmed strike. So you are automatically proficient with your own hand. So it's just a normal attack roll. He gets
Impressive.
a 9 to hit.
I still have my normal armor class.
Yep.
Minus shield, though.
Minus
so,
shield.
no, it still doesn't hurt. Still doesn't hit, no.
Okay, so he comes thundering forwards and kind of shoulders into you, but your armor is able to absorb like the worst of the damage, and you kind of scoot it back a couple of feet on the ground, but the actual impact itself doesn't seem to do you any damage. Go ahead and roll for your double swing. I'll say that this is going to be a -1 to hit, but +1 damage because you're doing double-fisted.
Okay. So what? Just roll strength?
Roll an unarmed strike, which is your strength or dexterity modifier plus your proficiency.
Okay. In that case, I'll just make it a saving throw and check mark it.
Oh, in fact,
So-
yeah, it would just be a strength check or dex check, in fact.
Okay. Then,
Oh, wait, would that add proficiency? That doesn't add
no,
proficiency,
no,
so we'll
it
say
didn't
it
have
+3.
proficiency. But that'd be an 11. Would an 11 hit?
+3 even. 11 would just hit.
Awesome. Okay. And
And then that's going to be 1d2 plus your strength +1.
oh, okay. All right.
So just do a /R 1d2, and then we'll add the rest.
D2 plus 3.
4 points of damage.
All
Okay.
right. 4 points of damage.
Well, you were like, yeah, 4. I have 12 HP, so If-
yeah, true.
well, granted, he's a slightly higher level, I would assume, but hey.
Yes, this is where this is where the classic Star Trek hand-to-hand combat battle music would kick in.
Yeah, exactly. And in
Ooh.
fact, there should be some of that. Thank you for the reminder.
Good call.
Yeah.
I think it would be that one.
Oh,
Wow. Oh,
Minus the swords.
That's
That's the impact of him,
swords.
like,
Hey.
hitting your armor, because you're in metal armor, aren't you?
Yes, I am in metal armor.
Okay.
Where's
So he kind of chuckles as you manage to get this double-fisted hit into his... Nice try! And then he will just try and smack you with a one fist. That is a 10 to hit.
no?
And then he is going to hit you with the other fist.
Gasp!
Oh,
Who would have saw that coming?
That's a 16 to hit.
that is a hit.
the old
Okay.
one.
You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. As the first one you kind of managed to block with one arm, and then the second one just sends you a ringer straight into the side of your jaw. And you see stars for just a moment as you left rocking a little bit. You shake it off and then react. What are you doing?
I'm going to step up and then headbutt him in the face.
Okay, roll an attack.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah.
So roll
Nice.
1d2 plus strength modifier.
All right. Plus 2. Another
Nice.
4 damage.
4 points, nice.
As I headbutt him.
So he
Right
kind of
nose.
takes the hit, rubs his eyebrow for a moment. Good fight! And then he is going to try and grapple you and literally try to pick you up. So this is going to be a contested athletics check. So if you roll
Perfect.
athletics, He got a 21.
Oh no!
And because he got a crit fail, I'm going to basically allow him to do a second move, and he's just going to pole drive you into the ground. So if this hits, it will be an automatic crit.
Oh no!
No.
Pain.
That's a 24.
Yeah.
This is all.
Alright.
This is what we all came here for.
Yep, pretty much.
So you
Yep.
take 7 points of damage.
I am out.
Okay.
I
I
am
feel like we're
out.
watching
Just enough.
WWE, actually.
WWE, yeah.
Yeah.
So he basically
Well-
picks you up as he's chuckling, turns you over his head, and then just like kneels down with you, with your neck just going straight into the ground. There's a little bit of a sickening as you strike the ground, and then your slump body just falls beside him.
Oh boy.
And he looks like he's about to attack you again, but Vulwrath puts his hand on his chest again.
I was gonna say,
His divine energy radiating out of his hand. Enough! You've proven yourself. Enough. Sky Tower wins. You've done your clan good honor. Enough. And with that, the Goliath looks like he's
Wow.
turns around and then just stomps away, and the crowd is kind of like kind of gets out of his way as this Goliath just like stomps out into the tavern. You, through the doorway, see that he's just picked up like a half cask of beer and just tips it on his head, throws it aside, and then walks away out of the area with Vulwrath kind of following behind him.
Yeah, I like to think we hardly got out there to just see this go down.
It was over in seconds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, Taco's on the ground.
Well,
And
he
yeah,
kind of
Tahko's just
invited.
kind of sitting there, his neck at a slightly odd angle. He's like,
Oh. He needs a chiropractor.
Yeah, he's gonna feel that one in the morning.
Well, I'm not.
I ain't got no heels left, bro.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Well, maybe we should get him a blanket.
Irilyssa just kind of like stunned from everything that's happened. She's like, oh right. She'll walk over and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Oh, all right.
okay, so roll Cure Wounds.
Dang.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
11.
What?
Round 2.
Amazing.
Holy cow.
Okay,
Wow,
so
Full up again.
It's at 11.
Irilyssa
Wow.
steps forwards, puts her hand out, and what's the heal look like from you?
You wouldn't really be able to see it out here in the day because it's just like pale moonlight.
Oh, it's dark.
It's still dark, like it's eternal darkness at the moment, so you can see
It
it.
just looks like light from a full moon coming from her hand.
Okay, so bathed as you are in the silvery light, you do eventually come back to consciousness. You look around, and you just see the circle of faces looking down at you concerned, and one or two of them kind of go and walk away disappointed.
I'll get up, brush myself off. Are we done here?
He's
Where'd the
gone.
beast go?
He left.
Fine.
Yeah, he took his victory and left you alive, so
Yep.
it's a pretty good benefit for you.
I suppose we have better things to do than worry about him.
I agree.
Yeah, like finally rest for the night.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing? You going... I can't remember, did you actually rent rooms already, or not?
I do.
I
Yeah,
believe
you
so,
have
yeah.
them already. I don't remember if the rest of you do.
Yeah.
thought we
Yes,
had
this is
two.
my...
I have
Well,
my
Oh,
own
those
room
are-
here.
because
Oh,
I
you
like
do?
live there. Yeah.
Yeah, this is my current home as well, so
Okay.
I do rent
Yeah.
something here.
That might be mine as well. Because this is the town we started in, so.
Mhm.
Just going to bring up the list of how much it costs to stay in a place. So for you,
Thank you.
Elora, the deal is the same as usual. He'd basically expect you to work the rest of the evening and then you can stay.
Yep.
The rest of you would be
Yep.
paying.
Yeah,
Okay.
Elora will start turning over the flipped tables. She'll just start cleaning up.
And as you do that, the innkeeper does kind of start moving towards you guys, but seeing that you've taken the initiative and started clearing up already, he kind of looks around just to see if there's any damage to broken stuff. Thankfully, most of the glasses are pretty sturdy. It's a tavern in a pretty rowdy town. So it doesn't look like anything was broken. Like, this wasn't a bar brawl where they were literally trying to go out and break stuff over people's heads. This was just flip tables. So I'm going to say you rolled lucky and no damage was incurred, otherwise you would be paying for it.
I would be paying for it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You lost the fight.
Fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, you lost the fight. That's how this goes.
fair enough.
Alright, where the hell?
Fine. I'm going to head up to my room. But Irilyssa, thank you for healing me. I would like to look at that wound of yours, but I'd like to get a hold of a healer's kit first, rather than just perusing with a dagger.
I don't think there's anything that you can do that I have not already done.
If you're interested, Tahko, either contact me in the morning or you can take a look at it right now.
Well, do you have access to a healer's kit?
I do. Always
Oh.
carry one on me, just in case something bad happens out in the tundra.
Well, if
I've
it's
only
all
got
right
myself
with
to
you,
rely on.
I'd like to try and explore and see what the cause of this is.
That's fine by me. And he'll reach into his backpack and produce a small size kit, and he'll hand it to you. Everything you need should be in there. It's kind of rudimentary, but it should serve the purpose.
Thank you.
So are you doing that now?
Well, not in the middle of the bar, but
Yeah,
yeah,
up in your
upstairs,
rooms.
I would say.
Okay, so those
Yeah, I'm
of you
at least
who are
handing it over to you.
renting this place is going to be 5 silver a night.
Ouch. Silver. Jeez.
It's one of the nicer places in town.
Pain.
Work.
All right.
And then
Does the
yes.
bar need a bouncer?
Oh wait, no, hang on. That's per room. And I'll say that a room can get 4 people in it. Elora, you probably have
Okay.
your own. So that'll be 5 silver for a room.
Hey,
Okay.
Elora, can I just room with you?
I think I only have one bed.
Yeah, it's just a little shack kind of up in the attic.
But you're welcome.
Hey, if I don't have to pay silver to sleep in your room, I'm fine with that.
Before, I think, like, after Elora flipped back, basically cleaned up the room, she'd go up to her actual attic room and lay out all her stuff very quickly to dry out and then go back to work.
Okay.
I'll pay 3 of the 5 then, if you guys want to pick up the slack there.
Okay.
Okay, so you make your way back upstairs, not really hanging around any longer. Tahko, you can feel like glances from various patrons on your back, and you feel a great sense of shame over having just lost. I mean, you came out of the first encounter pretty well. Like, you got the guy to back off, and then you just got your head quite literally caved in. So
Yeah.
it stings. Both your pride and also your head stings.
Hell, people who watched its heads probably sting.
Most, like, there are a couple of people going, ugh.
All right. Let's do anything else to take my mind off it.
Okay, so you make your way upstairs. You have the room together. Irilyssa, you're there as well if you wanted to let Tahko take a look at your injury.
She had already said that she didn't think there was anything he could do that she hadn't already done.
Okay, so you don't.
No.
Okay. Have you done any exploratory surgery to see if there's anything in there, or tried to stitch it shut?
I'm also a healer.
Yes, but I can heal and with traditional medicine as well as with magic. Instead of just magically get it closed, there might be something in there causing it to continue to unknit.
Unknit. Oh.
If only to put your mind at ease, I'll allow this.
Very well. Thank you.
All right, so Tahko, roll medicine. And Irilyssa, I'll say that you're giving advantage because of, like, you are experienced, you don't know about your injury, so you'd be able to assist with this. So Tahko, roll medicine with advantage.
The guy who just got freaking body slammed into the ground is now doing surgery.
Right.
Only in D&D.
Well, it's not going to be surgery. I doubt that you'd literally stab in and be, like, rooting around. Unless you're actually doing that, in which case I'll allow it.
I don't need to. There's already an incision.
It's pretty weepy. It's very painful to the touch.
Oh, jeez, it's weepy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
you remember
probably it's not weepy to the extent that Danica's is. Danica's looks more recent and more serious, but yeah, Irilyssa's it's still red and painful with little bits of pus dripping out every now and then.
Yeah, I want to actually see if there's anything in there that's keeping it from healing.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. All those organs. Gotta get rid of those.
no, I want to see if there's. I mean, if you get like a piece of cloth stuck in a wound, it can cause an infection. So it could be a claw, a tooth.
Okay, so what I'll say is you are able to root around. Irilyssa, you will take 1 point of damage in this because no anesthetic, nothing. He literally just starts digging in.
Where are you doing this?
Up in the room. So there is
Is
this
this the room that
ear-piercing...
we were all just talking about renting out, the three of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
So we're in that room and you're just like, all right, time to just...
You didn't say you were coming up. I was just digging around. But
Okay.
I was just digging around.
I have a healer's kit, so I assume it's. I don't know if sterile would be the right word, but I have the right tools.
It's sterile, and you would do a lot more damage if it wasn't, which is why it's just 1 point of damage, because you are doing something invasive here. You are digging in and looking around.
Yeah.
And it's not like a surgical kit, it's a first aid kit. So if you've got like a bandage and plaster, basically.
Oh, okay. Great.
Cool. Olin will be at the
Proud.
bar then and not going up to the room knowing this is going to go on.
Okay.
Same.
So yeah, Tahko, you do find that there is definitely something in the wound. It looks bigger than like a blade or an arrowhead or something like that. It's difficult to see exactly what it is, but from what you can see, like trying to like scrub some of the blood away, it has a purplish color and it has a pretty hard surface. And it's definitely something inside there. Something a lot bigger than this wound looks to be.
There is something in here. Do you want me to attempt to remove-
Microchipped. Or macrochipped, actually.
Be careful.
All right.
If there's something that's not supposed to be in there, yes, get rid of it.
All right. I
Sarah
don't have.
was gonna like ball up the sheet or whatever blanket she has and just bite down on it.
Right.
Okay.
I don't have like tongs or anything, so I guess I'm just gonna like jam my meaty paw down in there to try and give it a grab.
In that case, Irilyssa, I'd like you to make a Constitution save, please.
Okay, good.
I got tongs from the kitchen.
Okay. So, Irilyssa, you do black out because of the pain of this. I'm not going to say you take any damage. It's nothing you need to heal. You're just out for 5 minutes or so. No permanent damage is done. Tahko, you do see that it's possibly even bigger than you initially thought. And it doesn't seem that there's going to be any way of getting this out through mundane means.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, how big are we talking? Like a loaf of bread in here? or-
Football type thing.
Football?
From what you can tell.
Is it attached to anything, or is it like free moving in there?
You can't tell. But like when you did start tugging on it, that's when Irilyssa blacked out. It wasn't so much the pain, it was the fact that you were messing with this thing.
I hope it's not a football size in Danica, because a football size in a big dragonborn is different than a football size in a normal human.
I mean, it would be the same football size, right?
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Proportionally.
Football,
Yeah.
proportionally,
How
the
time of
football
it.
takes up a lot more space than the human.
You know, she said to me, if it's not supposed to be in there, remove it. So I'm going to try and remove it. I'll go ahead and make an incision large enough so that I should be able to remove it.
Okay, Irilyssa, roll another con save.
Oh man.
Is this?
That's 16.
You take 3 points of permanent damage, and you are not able to remove it. So make a note of what your current health is, then reduce it by 3 points.
Oh my
So
gosh.
3 off the maximum. Jeez, I'm sorry. I hope this pays off. Am I aware that this is like killing
Yeah,
her?
you are aware. Like, even though she's just slumped on the ground, you can kind of see that this thing is like seriously pooling of blood. There are some like blue juices starting to seep out of this thing, and you're like, this is literally melting away Irilyssa's insides. I need to stop.
Okay, there's no way I can cut this out.
No.
Not without killing her.
Correct.
Oh man.
What?
Oh god.
Okay. I will attempt to cure wounds on the damage that I've caused, and otherwise try and stitch the wound closed if that fails.
Okay. Because you did get a pretty good medicine check earlier and you are skilled at these arts, I'll say that you are able to kind of knit it back again. It does seem to be bulging out a little bit from Irilyssa's side now.
Oh,
Like a
Yeah.
tumour kind of thing, like bulging out. So it's something under the skin
herniated.
sticking out. Herniated, there you go, that's the word. But you
Okay.
do manage to kind of get it knit together so it's not at least bleeding anymore. It is very raw to the touch, however.
do I have any clue what that thing was? Is there any kind of check I can...
Make a nature check.
Nature. All right.
Nature.
Oh, I have
Nature.
advantage on. Oh, it's
Nice.
terrible anyway.
Oh, looks like a stone.
A stone? It feels like a stone?
It's pretty hard.
I mean, and it bleeds blue. It's...
Ugh.
Okay, I'm going to make sure she's comfortable, and I am going to exit the room and look for anybody else.
Yeah,
working
Irilyssa, I'm going to say that
downstairs.
you're out for the rest of the night. Like, you don't wake up until the morning at this point.
I'm good.
Oh.
Actually, I'm going to go knock on the room of Danica.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh
Hello?
god. This is gonna actually kill
One
her.
victim wasn't enough.
Danica, I have some bad news.
Just a minute. And you kind of hear some shuffling around in the room, and eventually the door opens a crack. What is it?
Irilyssa just allowed me to do surgery upon them, and there is something inside the wound, and it's growing. It was too large for me to remove, and I believe attempting to remove it would have killed her.
Oh, I see. And she kind of puts her own hand tentatively over where her own wound is.
It's purple, it seeps blue, it feels as hard as a stone. It's something entirely alien to my knowledge. It seems to liquefy her organs when I attempt to remove it.
I see. So, how long do we have?
I have no idea. I don't know the rate at which this thing is growing, but it's unnerving, and I thought you should know first.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Thank you. And she kind of shuts the door quietly, and you can hear a faint sobbing from through the door.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to go buy some alcohol.
Okay. So you head downstairs. The tavern still pretty lively down there. One or two people kind of look up at you, give you a little bit of a scowl, but eventually one of the guys at the bar goes, "Hey, fighter! You took that. How are you not dead? Yeah, get a drink for my dead friend."
How are you not dead? Good question.
So yeah, this guy buys you just like a pretty watered down beer. And you do find the rest of the group as well.
Thank you. Barkeep, do you have anything stronger?
Sure. I've got whiskey, mead, whiskey and mead.
Whiskey will do.
Okay. With the mead? Stronger.
No.
Okay, and then he kind of reaches down under his bar, kind of looks at you again for a moment, goes, nah, that's not going to be strong enough. Stands up, then goes to like the top shelf, grabs a bottle from up there, and then pours you a shot and says, because you didn't fight in the tavern. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Then I'll just down it all in one.
It's pretty strong. It has a kind of a cinnamony type flavor to it as it goes down the throat, and you can definitely feel the fire of this thing as it goes.
I'll chase it with the watered down beer.
Okay.
Gross.
I have to ask because Zagrax and I were drinking at the bar, so we're probably there. We probably see you get hailed and come over. Are your hands just like caked in blood?
It's a good question.
I probably cleaned up with.
Okay. Well, there goes the bed sheets.
Yeah, I would say that your hands are probably like slightly purpley stained. You wouldn't have been able to get everything off because you don't have proper cleaning. Well, there probably is a washroom. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Good.
But I'm definitely not sitting comfortably.
Well,
Yeah, so I guess upon noticing Tahko come downstairs from his exploratory surgery and not looking happy, definitely go and be like, "Oh, what's up?"
It's bad news, but we should talk about it in a less public setting.
that bad, huh?
That bad.
Knew it was bad, but not that bad.
It's as bad as I had imagined.
Well, frankly, I don't really know what it is, so it could be anything.
Could I have one more shot to take upstairs? A friend of mine is going to need it when she wakes up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So an extra shot would be 6 copper.
I can say I'll drop that. I'll pay for it.
Thank you. All right, and I'll take the glass of whiskey and start heading upstairs.
Yeah, I'll finish the meat that's left in mine and place it on the bar counter.
Okay. So those of you who bought a round of drink, which I'd imagine would be all of you, that would be 4 copper for the watered down beer or whatever. Tahko's is more expensive because it's top shelf.
I'm just worried.
It's got to be meat.
Yep. So with that, we'll head upstairs, I guess.
Okay. So as you go back upstairs, you find... Actually, where would you have left Irilyssa? Because she was going to shack up with Elora.
Yeah, but now she's like, out.
Yeah, probably in the room that we were going to stay in.
Okay, so the rest of you go back up to the room and you just find Irilyssa just passed out with some pretty nicely done bandaging. Actually, you wouldn't be able to see it because the clothes would be back on. There are bloody, very bloody bed sheets. In fact, most of the beds are probably stripped at this point because you need a lot of material to like pad this and soak up the excess. And what you do see is it's a bad day in a very bad place. But strangely, like most of the bed sheets are red, but there are a couple of them which definitely have more of a purple hue to them, like deep dark purple.
That's not natural.
That would look very normal to me. What'd you do?
So I tried to remove the foreign entity that is inside Irilyssa, but I believe doing so might kill her. So I had to leave it in there. It is growing. It's much larger than the wound that won't heal.
Well, that's not normally how something works. Usually it's the same size as the wound.
Or smaller.
Yeah.
It's very hard, almost like a rock. It could be some kind of egg or something incubating.
So gross.
And I've already informed Danica of that they likely suffer a similar fate.
How'd she take it?
Not well.
As one can imagine.
Well, none of us get to choose a time and a place, so we still got her here, both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you what did you try doing exactly?
I found the object inside the incision. It was far too big to remove through that incision, so I increased its size and then attempted to remove it. However, doing so caused Irilyssa to immediately pass out. And as the thing wept a blue secretion, it seemed to have a negative effect on her organs.
Well, whatever it is sounds like it got lodged in an organ. Then, whatever it's doing could be removing it could be fatal.
Yes, that's what I came to believe.
I frankly I've never heard of any kind of wound like that. Certainly never, had a wound like that on me.
Well, I'm glad we have some idea that we're dealing with something that we don't have any clue of. But now we know how much a window of time that this is more serious than we had realized.
I hope you know that's your bed.
I was waiting for someone to say that.
I'll just lay on a bedroll and sleep on that. But yeah, I'll leave the whiskey next to the end table near Irilyssa.
Okay. So the rest of you bed down for the night. Elora, Irilyssa never appears.
Yeah. She'll be like, well, maybe she decided to just stay with them. Shrug.
Okay.
Shrug.
/shrug.
Because I'm going to imagine you weren't with the others because you were technically working, so you would have still been
No,
downstairs.
she wasn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You probably saw us walk away.
She did, but she has to work, so is what it is.
Otherwise, the night passes uneventfully. You wake up in the morning, all of you. Irilyssa, con save, please.
Oh, good lord.
17.
Nailed it.
Your
Wow.
side is incredibly painful, and you, slightly wet to the touch. Those bandages are definitely going to need changing. And, you kind of probe around a little bit, as people want to do when they've got injuries. And the wound is definitely longer and probably deeper than it was previously to allowing Tahko to rummage. But still incredibly painful to the touch, and that the secretions are definitely off colour, and there's definitely a little bit of a weird purple hue to it, which you had not seen before.
What did you do?
Tahko, you wake up to this.
Good, you're awake. Please, I have a drink.
You bumbling idiot. Look what you've done.
No, I'm afraid that was already in there, and removing it could kill you. I
You must
brought
have
it to the
harder than I
surface.
thought.
And yeah, Irilyssa, it is now bulging out a little bit. Vulwin said, it's a bit of a herniated effect. Tumor, like a big type of tumor sticking out.
I believe it's something that was implanted in you that's growing.
Knock, knock, knock.
Who's there?
I'll go ahead and
No!
Vulwin will go open the door and be like, "Hey,
Hi. I saw Irilyssa slept in this room last night.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
open up the door all the rest of the way."
Well, I'm here to join you, I guess. Talk about what happened.
And yeah, as
You
you
guys can
enter,
explain it
Elora,
to
you
me.
do notice like none of the party is like sleeping in their usual bed stuff. Well, they've got their bed rolls on their beds basically, and tucked under one of the beds there's some pretty obviously red, bloodied blankets and things,
Yeah.
which hadn't been tidied
Being
away
that
yet.
she'll say.
Yeah, Tahko made a mess.
It didn't go very well then, I'm guessing.
No.
How are you feeling, Irilyssa? Are you okay?
She's just going to like lay back down and roll over to the side that's not injured.
Oh,
We'll
no.
say for it's your right side which is injured, just so we know.
Okay. So she's just going to, and then like fetal position.
Oh no.
Oh. Sadness.
This is horrible.
Well, we know it's not some kind of like fungal infection, something that might, more rapidly kill her.
Well, the wound is also infected,
Uh,
in addition to the foreign entity in there. Oh, that's what we needed to have music.
sounds
I'll shut the door.
very dangerous.
Yes.
And we don't have any idea what it is. Oh
no, we
no.
have no idea.
Elora, roll me an intelligence roll.
Oh sure. My best stat.
I was like, I can't tell if that's sarcasm or not. Nice. It's not horrible.
Okay.
Not good, but it's not horrible.
From what they're saying, this is going to require healing abilities of a higher level, and you do know that there is a House of the Morning Lord in town, which is a temple.
Oh, Lathander?
Yes.
Okay. Have you suggested going to any of the temples in town? Like, you can go to the House of the Morning Lord, or...
No, it had not occurred to me.
And yeah, there might be
They
others,
might
that's just the one you've
know.
heard of.
Yeah. They might know what to do.
Do you know of any particularly strong healer in town?
Do I?
You just know that there is a priest
Do
there.
Okay. I don't know how strong they are at healing, but there's a priest. Better than nothing.
At the very least, they may have heard any or have any idea what this is.
Yes. If
Maybe like-
Danica has the same problem, maybe there are others, too.
Yes, it's a good idea. Thank you.
Maybe we should bring Danica with it.
Yeah, Irilyssa, you may wish to rest a bit longer.
She's just kind of like 1,000 yards staring.
Oh.
Too sad.
All right. If that's the case, let's go at once.
Okay. Yeah, I can show you the way if you don't know it.
Please do. Thank you.
Okay, so you make your way back out into Bryn Shander, and I am just going to focus in on where this place is. For those of you on stream.
Yeah, and for Irilyssa, by the way, I'll just be like, if you're feeling hungry later, and I'll drop the chowder bag.
That's
really-
chowder.
We could just
Chowder
get
bladder.
heated up by the fire. It should still be good for a while.
I forgot the chowder bag.
She just looks down at it and then looks up at you like you're an idiot.
I'll just look back like, look, you're not dead yet. You still gotta eat.
I appreciate it.
And then I'll walk out.
Okay. So you head out into the streets of Bryn Shander. The House of Morning Lord isn't that far away, and Elora, you are able to lead the group there after a stumble or two, because some of these roads aren't exactly familiar to you. You're not a native of this town, and Zagrax, you would also be able to chip in, so I think it's over there.
That's true. You probably actually know her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
So you do eventually make it to the temple?
Yep.
And I'm just reading about it. So it's a fairly low structure. One of the first things that you recognize upon entering this place is it is lit up. It is lit up more than any other building in town. This thing probably costs a small fortune to light. Some of it probably done by magic, so probably less so, but still it would take a lot of energy to keep this persistently going. And above the door is a large brass structure, which is a symbol of the sun, because this is the House of the Morning Lord. And as you approach it, the bright brass thing does have like a light in front of it, but that light seems strangely dimmed. Like they've obviously put 2 or 3 candles in front trying to get this thing to ignite, but considering the nature of the eternal darkness, the House of the Morning Lord is in a depressed state. It feels like it should be even brighter than it is, and they are clearly putting a lot of effort into lighting this place up and kind of keeping it as a beacon of hope almost within the eternal darkness. You go inside and there is like a little chapel, a couple of pews leading up to a statue, which is a figure holding a bowl in one hand and then a hand up to the sky, and instead of the fingers they've kind of got a sun in its place. Large statue, probably 15 feet tall or something like that. Stained glass windows, all of them right now darkened. Again, strange effect considering all the lighting around. And then at the base of the statue is a figure with their head bowed in monkly or religious-y type vestments with like white robes with yellow stripes down the back, kind of going into a cross and then down diagonal.
Okay.
Um,
I'll just take a little bit to stand and look around the place. I haven't seen this much light in a long time.
I'll slowly approach the bowed over figure.
Okay, as you approach, the figure kind of looks up momentarily, looks around, like almost surprised where they are, and then eventually rises to their feet, turns, and opens their arms, saying, "Welcome to the House of Monumental."
Hello, thank you. My name's Elora.
Hello, Elora.
And me and my friends are here because we have some questions.
Of course, I would be happy to enlighten you if it is in my power. Pun intended.
So we were wondering, our friend has a disease that seems to not be able to be cured by magical means. At least simple magical means, normal magical means, like the cure wounds that people can do.
Yes, of course.
You know, she's like motioning.
Hand
And
waving.
I am aware
friend
of such
Tahko.
abilities, and I do possess those
Yeah.
in a humble
And my
amount
friend-
myself.
yes, that's good. My friend Tahko thought he would do traditional surgical procedure on the wound, but it seems that there's something in the wound. Tahko, could you explain it? I wasn't there.
The wound is infected and refuses to heal by magical means, and the infection cannot be removed with a lay on hands that a friend of mine attempted. Zagrax here. And inside the wound is some kind of purple mass that seems to be growing.
I see.
attempting to remove it is likely fatal.
We were wondering if you've met anyone like that, or if you have any idea of what we could do beyond what we've done thus far.
Without examining the patient myself, it would be difficult to provide a proper diagnosis. From the symptoms you're describing, though, it sounds like some kind of battlefield injury. It is quite common to have arrowheads and the like stuck within, but you say it's something larger?
Yes. It's a purple mass that seeps a blue liquid.
I see. I cannot say that I have come across such a problem before. You have tried cure wounds, you said. Have you tried any disease removal, antidotes, anything like that?
I have tried to lay on hands, remove disease, and that did not seem to do anything.
I see. Any kind of restoration, perhaps?
No. We actually have 2 friends that have this affliction, and neither can remember receiving the wound that won't heal.
That is very curious. Where are your friends holed up at the moment? Are they still out in the field?
No, they're currently both at the North Look.
Yeah.
Okay. And she kind of nods to herself. Had to look that up. Then over her shoulder, like completely breaking character, "Copper! Lock the place up! Going out for a bit!" Please, do lead on.
Oh, thank you for coming with us.
Yes, thank you.
She's trying so hard not to laugh.
And
Zagrax is giggling, 100% giggling.
what you
Owen's kinda got,
previously
like, a
had
raised eyebrow.
mistaken as like a bundle of rags and blankets kind of sitting in one corner kind of shuffles to life, and there is actually a gnome underneath, just completely bundled up in all kinds of clothing, very similar to the Dragonborn you saw previously, but without the shivering and the and he just goes, yes, right, just go on, go. You're too noisy, don't like it. I'm trying to sleep here. Chapels are usually quiet places, now all this talking and go, come on.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely loudly giggling at this point.
Thank you very much for coming with us to
Yes,
inspect
of
our
course.
friends.
This is most curious. Okay, so you exit the House of the Morning Lord, you head back to the North End Tavern, go upstairs to where Irilyssa is, I guess, still in bed?
Yes.
Okay. So the priest enters the room. Is like, is this the patient?
Yes.
One of them. Yes. This is the one this is Irilyssa. I just attempted surgery last night.
So I see. She says, kind of glancing towards all the bloodied blankets and things, which are still there.
I'm gonna go and talk to the innkeep about that and pay for them if they need to get paid for or wash them or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, the damage done to them is pretty extensive. I will say that it's going to cost you 15 silver. Because all the blankets.
Math. Okay.
So yeah, 15 silver for replacements and washing. If you offer to do some of it yourself, like part of that is labor, taking it down to the washer place, then he would knock off 5.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll do that. And also after I drop them off at the washer, I'm gonna. Do I know where I forget their name. The other group, Calvin's company. Do I know where they're staying at all?
No.
They're obviously not at the North Look.
They're not at the North End, no. All they said was, we're not going to stay there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I see.
Okay, so Zagrax, you go off and deal with the washing, so that's going to be 10 silver or 1 gold, your choice.
Yep.
Totally forgot what you guys were saying.
Oh, we're just showing. Well, we just told Irilyssa that someone's here to see her.
Right.
Basically.
The figure goes over to Irilyssa. my child, would you mind if I look at your wound? I am a priest of Ominator. I have perhaps more skill at this than some of your friends do.
I have no problem.
Thank you. And sorry.
She'll pull up her robe.
Okay. So the priest looks over the wound, touches it very, very gently, and even that kind of elicits a gasp of pain from you, Irilyssa. And she kind of prods a couple of the jagged edges from the now elongated wound that Tahko did. Yes, I can see where the cure wounds has done its work. The injury itself on a outer elements have knitted together really quite properly, and the bandaging work seems appropriate. Probably needs to be changed though soon. And she kind of touches a little bit less gently to kind of get like how firm the actual thing is. I will try. And she closes her eyes, places both hands on top of the injury, and you see an intense yellow light emitting from both of her hands. She places it over. Her own eyes glow yellow as well as she does this. And then it grows dim again. She shakes her head. No, I need something a little bit more. And then she kind of looks up to the sky for a moment, puts her hands over again, closes her eyes, this time in intense concentration. And this time you actually have to avert your own eyes as the intensity of the yellow glare from her is really quite blinding. And then in time it fades again. I fear even that didn't work. This is something even more serious. I do not have the power to assist you in this.
Wow.
And you can kind of see that she is like really wringing her hands and kind of going, eh. The only thing I can suggest is there is a doctor in Goodmead who is supposedly the most skilled person in Icewind. If anyone can assist, it would be him.
Thank you.
Well, that's good to know.
His name is Dr. Sherwin. He's certainly proven to be very capable. He's not himself of a divine alignment. A lot of his efforts are a lot more mundane, though I do believe he has perhaps some arcane assistance in how he manipulates his healing arts. It is the best thing I can suggest in the circumstances.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for coming here and trying to help us, though.
Of course, I am only sorry that I have not done more. I've tried to stabilize the injury as best I can, and Irilyssa, you do feel like it doesn't hurt quite as much. Clearly their healing magics has had some kind of effect, but it still hurts like a bitch.
Ouch.
Oh, no.
And in fact, I'll say that one of the permanent hit points is removed, so you get one back.
Nice.
Nice. Huzzah.
And you say the other patient is similarly afflicted?
Not as extreme, but yes, they are afflicted as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they are staying here as well? She kind of looks around at each of you.
A different room.
Here. Over there. She'll, point out.
Yeah, their wound did seem worse.
Their name is Danica.
Danica. Thank you. Would one of you mind showing me which room?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll walk over there and knock on the door.
Yeah.
It is a long time before you hear anything inside. Eventually, after you knock 2 or 3 times more, you do hear a faint rustle. The door opens slightly and the tear-stained face of Danica looks out.
Danica, we've brought a priest to come and have a look at your wound.
I see. Yes, of course. Please come in. She opens the door a little wider. And to skip forwards, she basically has this same conversation that she had with you guys. She inspects the wound, tries both castings of both spells, and it's the same reaction, same thing. The priestess kind of turns away with a sad look. All I can recommend is both of you go and see Dr. Sherwin.
I see. Has anything else changed, Danica? You don't look quite as well as you did yesterday.
I just tired. I was working late into the night.
Okay.
You should find some rest when you can, but
Yes,
have
sir.
your endeavors unveiled anything?
Not as yet. Our friend is trying to keep my spirits up as best they can, and as she does this, a little snowball impacts into the side of her face,
Yeah,
Oh, good.
as you can see.
he's cheerful.
He does try. But in terms of research, it's only been a day. We are still experimenting. The Shringa seems quite happy to react to my own inquisitiveness. We seem to have quite a lot in common in that way. But so far, no luck.
At least you have a friend to be by your side.
Yes, quite important in these times.
Well, I believe we may make an excursion out to seek out this Dr. Sherwin, but we will be back within a couple days if we can.
Okay, I will stay here and continue my research, but please do tell me if anything should change.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right then. If you don't mind. And she kind of hushes you out.
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, please. I'm gonna pick up my pot though.
As you reach down for your pot, snowball in the face.
Oh, if he really wants it, I'll leave it.
Okay. And you do kind of get this sudden chill as you reach out, and you're like, okay, you can have it. It's yours.
Okay, fine. I'll just take a pot from the kitchen.
It's his now.
It's his now.
Fine.
Okay, so you leave Danica's room, door again shuts quietly behind. You hear a little bit of movement from inside again. No sobbing this time. You kind of hear a chair being pulled out. And the scribble of someone writing.
Okay. All right, I'll head back to the other room.
Yeah.
Irilyssa, do you believe you are well enough to travel?
Has the sorry. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Go ahead first.
I traveled with you before you knew about this injury.
True. I was just wondering if it's been...
If you made it worse.
Yes.
Yeah, look kind of bad.
Subtle.
The priestess did what she could. I will be fine.
Did the priest just leave?
Yeah, she probably just took her leave and then...
I was like, okay, bye. Okay.
Yeah. Good luck to you. I must return to the House of Ormanator.
Okay. Just wondered.
Well,
fine.
it's embarrassing. Bye.
Yeah. Why did my god fail me?
She's got a lot to think about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
No use while you're out of the situation, right? Is what it is.
right. If we can find someone to help, then all the better, right? So,
And the sooner the better.
yeah.
Around what time is it?
It's not going to be too late in the day. It's probably 11 a.m. or so.
Okay. If we leave within the hour, we can still arrive there by, I don't know. We might have to spend one night out in the snow.
Will we?
I don't know.
I'll move
Good
you over
needs.
to that screen so you can see what's going on.
Bit of a travel. We
Yeah.
might be able to make there if there's good timing in a day, but it's definitely going to be dark.
Yeah.
Well, I trust your guidance or guiding us to the right place, so it's fine.
Well, hope your legs and feet are up to it.
Yep. I'm ready.
Okay, so you head off.
Well, I assume I returned first.
Yes, you did indeed return.
Yeah.
I am sorry, I forgot
Probably
you were
like, no.
separated.
I feel like we're forgetting something.
Your giant silver beacon of hope and protection, yes. Wait, also, did we level up overnight or no?
Yes, you did. So you are now
Oh.
all level 2. Thank you for reminding me. I would have totally forgotten that. Yes.
I was gonna say I was
Appreciate
updating it whilst I was updating my D&D Beyond one whilst we were.
So yeah.
Also,
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna pick up some bandages on the way back as well
Okay.
from the thing dropping off. I don't know how much bandages are.
I will give you an estimate as soon as I get something which could be considered equivalent.
I'm gonna say because I'd pick up enough for both Irilyssa and Danica.
Okay.
Probably a little bit extra for Danica too.
All right, we'll say it's 2 silver pieces for 2 sets of enough bandages.
So 2 silver in total.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So then I'll give some to Irilyssa to go and redo her bandages, and then give the rest to Danica because she's like reusing old bandages.
Okay.
Good
And
idea.
Danica barely looks up at you as you come in. She kind of opens the door again. It's like, yes. And you hand over the. Thank you. Shuts the door.
Yeah, Zagrax will turn around and kind of give everybody a look of like, is she okay?
And everyone gives you
No.
a shake of the head, like, nope.
Probably not.
Well, at least she's got more bandages, so she's not using old bandages. Okay.
Good one.
Out into the darkness and cold, we trudge again.
Yep. At least we've been down the east way several times now.
I mean, you're definitely getting
true.
to know that route pretty well. So you walk through town, through the exit, leaving the walls behind. The corpse is still tied to the post. Most of the fleshy bits have now been eaten. There are still 1 or 2 like frozen, pretty solid at this point. Of the harder flesh, we'll say, left around, but all the soft bits are definitely gone. And you make your way back onto the east way direction.
I assume
it
is it crows and wolves and just like irregular animals that would be eating it?
Yeah, it's just natural stuff.
Okay. I was just more wondering what's around.
I mean, do you want to look at the corpse? Do you want to investigate it and check it out?
Nope, because I suck at it.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like just natural predators just having their fill.
Okay.
Okay, so you leave the town behind. You start making your way along the east way, and you're probably traveling for 2.5 hours or so, and then you notice coming off of the tundra towards the north, hang on, let's move you on the thing. So you're about here. And coming from just below where the T is, so right about there, you see a group of 3 figures coming out from the tundra towards the road.
Do they look like Goliaths?
Roll perception.
Am I good at
Oh
that?
boy.
No, I'm not.
See what
Nice.
you see. Nope.
What figures?
You'd be lucky if you even see the figures. Right?
What figures? Nice. I'm just
There's a
walking
road?
straight ahead. There's a road?
So
Wait, where'd everybody go?
It's quite funny because like Zagrax is walking along, looks out to the tundra, stops for a moment, looks around. shrugs and keeps walking while the rest of you are like looking out the tundra. There's obviously something there, and Zagrax is just like completely overlooked it. Probably like a bird or something caught his eye up in the sky and just like, bird.
Actually, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to meet on the Eastway around the same time?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll keep an eye on them as we're walking.
And
If nobody mentions it, I'm completely ignorant of their existence.
Okay.
Just saying. Subtle. Very subtle.
So the rest of you kind of keep an eye on the figures, and eventually it's clear that they have noticed you, and they kind of make a bit of a beeline towards where your group is, to where you would intersect naturally. And they do seem to hurry a little. They're quite small, quite stocky. They are obviously well dressed in all kinds of warm accoutrements, and they, as you get closer, you do notice they've got great big bushy beards, the dwarves, and they're stamping along on snowshoes. They've clearly been out in the tundra for a while. One of you, roll me another perception.
Not me.
I rolled 10. 16.
Nice.
Tahko, yeah. So Tahko, you do notice all the stuff that I just told you, and also that their equipment is a bit tattered. There are like tears. Some of the cloaks is missing like entire chunks, and one or two of them are bloodied.
You look like you've had a hard travel.
Travelers, thank God we found you. Yetis. Yetis attacked the sled as we were trying to come in.
Do you need assistance?
I mean, the sled is still out there. We're supposed to be bringing iron supplies from the Dwarven Valley for Bryn Shander. We're not fighters, though. We're miners. We ran.
You say you ran into Yetis.
Yeah, great big bushy white fellow. Mean, snarling. Managed to take out Obok before we even were able to react, and then after that, we just ran.
How many? Just one? So you say just one?
I mean, it's probably 5. And the other one goes, it's 3. And the other one goes, no, it's just the one.
Oh boy. Oh, well, looks like you didn't get a good eye on them.
It's hard to see the light against the snow, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. Usually you fight up in packs.
Absolutely tore him in half, though, just one. And then there were 2 Oboks. Well, 2 half Oboks.
Oh, and you've dealt with these before?
No, never.
Oh.
I'm still alive.
Vulwin, you seem to be familiar with them?
I mean, who is it, right?
Irilyssa.
He kind of just like looks around at the rest of you like...
I assume I haven't dealt with them.
No, I don't know anything about them. I was answering Vulwin's question.
Oh.
Yeah, they, it's their domain. They hunted packs. Yeah, they live here. It's their home. We're trespassers.
Well, I think we might be able to turn the tide against them for these dwarves. Does that sound agreeable to everybody?
I mean, if you do help us, the sled of iron is there. If you get that to Bryn Shander, we'll make sure you paid well for it. You're the ones doing the transport. I'm not going out there again. And with that, he kind of reaches into a pouch by his side, his hand visibly shaking, pulls out a little packet and a piece of paper, and he starts rolling a cigarette, and then lights it with a flint and steel.
Yeah, Tahko, I don't think you understand what they're asking of us. They're dangerous. Very dangerous.
Well, if they've already attacked, what interest would Yetis have with a sled? Hopefully they've already moved on.
Let's
we're
hope
already
so.
kind of in the middle of something. What did you forget?
Yeah,
I
we
did not
are.
forget. How far away is the sled? How long have you been traveling?
Hard to say. We started running. If you were walking without good boots, without snowshoes, 5 hours maybe.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
You could probably do it in
No, I'm
3
afraid
if you were properly kitted. I mean, you can use
I'm
our
afraid we
snowshoes. We're not going to need them now, but there's just 3 of us.
Well, I'm afraid we already have something pressing of our own. One of our friends is ill, and we're seeking a doctor down in Goodmead.
I'm sorry to hear it.
Would you say we're transporting again?
Iron.
Just iron.
Iron. It's for the Black Iron Blades, the blacksmith in Bryn Shander.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it won't go bad at the very least.
That's true.
like you said, Yetis don't have much. Don't seem like they would need much for iron, and the sled's not going anywhere. It would be nice to be able to take care of their companion, though. Give them a proper burial.
Oh, there won't be any proper burial.
Would you care to travel with us to Goodmead, and then we can attempt to...
To be quite honest with you, I have a barrel of beer waiting for me in Bryn Shander. I need my nerves there. No, I'm going to town. I'm going to have that thick wall between me and that area.
Very well.
You said it was just over that way between the mountain passes.
Yeah, I mean, if you look between those two peaks and you kind of point to pretty much due north, there's a little creek that goes along there. If you follow the creek, you'll find the sled.
Remember it. Maybe we take our way back up here, depending upon how things go. We might take a look for it.
We'll be in Bryn Shander for 3 days or so. If you do manage to bring it back, there will be a reward waiting for you. And if you don't, then sod you.
Huh.
Well,
I'll teach their own, right? We weren't the ones that lost it.
Kind of glowers at you. We're miners, not warriors. We don't have armor, we don't have blades.
Do you have picks?
Why would we have picks in tundra? They're
Fair
heavy.
enough.
True.
Well, perhaps you should bring warriors when you travel next time, in case there are Yetis.
Usually the Yetis don't come this far south. Too close to the towns. It's this blasted darkness. They hide in it.
yeah.
Well, their durable hunting grounds are probably more favorable here now.
Well, the route to Shander is clear.
It's just down this road. We know we've done it. Alright, well, good luck to you. If we see you in Bryn Shander and you bring the iron, we'll make sure you're paid. If you don't, we'll send someone else.
Very well.
Luck to you too.
Yeah. They kind of stomp off down the road, make it a couple of paces on the pavement. They're like, oh, I don't need these blasted things anymore. They make it pretty freaking difficult. They pull off their snowshoes and just start walking normally, but hurriedly.
Okay.
Oh, there's snowshoes.
Would walking across off of this road, be?
It's
twice
doable.
as long?
It's just difficult. Yeah, it would basically double the movement time.
Okay.
Half your movement speed.
I can take those snowshoes though.
Ha! They're not throwing them on the ground, I don't think.
No. They've kept them.
Mage hand.
You can certainly try.
Yoink.
No, no.
But
And right now, like the tracks that these three have left are pretty darn clear, but you know, as snow continues to fall, it will get harder to find and follow this. Yes, there's a creek, but creeks in this wilderness, good luck.
nah. At best, I've got the slight geography to point in the direction.
Yeah, I mean,
Is there, like-
you, Vulwin,
I know.
and Tahko, you're both like seasoned wanderers, and you've noted the landmarks, so you would probably find it more easily than the others. But it's still going to be a challenge, especially considering you can barely see the peaks. It's dark.
Are there any trees around at all?
I mean, there are sparse
opposite side
pieces
of
of
us.
woodland. If you look more to your south, there's thicker forest, but it's still a fair ways in the distance. You're probably a good 2 to 3 hours away.
Is there any tree along the path near us? Any scraggly piece of wood at all?
Roll a nature check.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say, Tahko, between you and I, there's a good chance that we'd know when we came back to right around this juncture.
Oof.
There is a
we
small
have-
little sapling that you managed to find, but anything which is bigger along this road's been cut down long ago.
No,
Yeah.
the sapling will do. I'm actually just going to let's see. I will take what can I take?
Oh,
Some kind of just little scrap of cloth. I've got a sack, and I'll cut a piece of it off with my dagger and tie it to it.
Okay. So now you have this little sapling kind of bowing in the wind. Its boughs already, what boughs it has, filled with snow and kind of in the wind as the cloth catches.
Yeah, I'll give it a little shake so it's not burdened
Okay.
quite so much by the snow.
It springs up a bit.
I
And then
actually
roll
so-
initiative.
Yeah.
It doesn't really.
I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna go up to the sapling, and I'm gonna use actually one of the Furbolg features,
Okay.
which is speech of beast and leaf.
Okay.
I have the ability to communicate in a limited manner with beasts and plants. They can understand the meaning of my words, but I cannot understand them.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of go over it, and I would ask if we travel back across this way of the sapling, if it could shake somewhat vigorously, so that we could actually it would get our attention. We'd hear it, and just as a reminder that this is exactly the place we need to be, as well as what Tahko's doing.
Roll nature.
Interesting.
Okay, yeah, it looks like I have advantage on charisma checks to influence them.
Influence plants.
Roll nature
So
with
assist.
advantage.
Yeah.
Right. Where is nature skill? All right, so instead of the intelligence, will I be using charisma then?
Sure.
Okay. So advantage,
Oof.
and instead of the -1, it's +1. So I got a 9.
Okay.
But I won't know if it works.
It shakes, like in response. The problem is...
Wait, wouldn't it be a 10?
Yes, it would.
Yes, it would be a 10.
Yeah.
It's still
Oh, it would be because it's a
same reaction. It shakes in response to this, but it's kind of difficult to tell if it's shaking or if the wind is catching the piece of cloth
right.
and making it vibrate because of that.
Well,
Yeah, I'll just be like, well, worth a try. And I'm just kind of just kind of walked over and whispered it next to Tahko, and so Tahko, you're probably like, huh?
Worth a try.
So yeah, if you come back this way, remind me that you've done this, just so I remember.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll turn to Tahko and be like, yep, worth a try.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
And then
the rest of you just kind of see Vulwin kneeling down beside this little sapling going, hey, you need to vibrate if we come back this way, and it actually seems to vibrate a bit.
Yeah, just be like, yeah, let us know when we come back this way.
I don't see the tree. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't. That's right.
Yeah, Zagrax.
The whole time we were having the conversation with the dwarves, you didn't even know they were there.
Oh yeah, Zagrax, the vulture or whatever it was that you were watching up in the sky, it fades away and there's extra tracks around you. It's kind of weird.
Completely and utterly oblivious to what goes on. Yep.
And there's this smell of tobacco in the air as well.
where'd that come from?
Is someone smoking?
No, the dwarves were.
Dwarves.
Yeah, there were dwarves. She points in the opposite direction. They
And
want
as
us
you
to
look
find.
around, you do see 3 silhouettes receding into the distance.
I can see him. Nice.
Now that they've been pointed
So
out,
there are.
yes.
Oh.
We talked for more than 5 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, they
I was
wanted to get some iron, but it's kind of
distracted.
kind of out of the way.
Yeah, and there's yetis.
Yeah.
oh.
Particularly for the bone. Slice you right in half.
I don't
Given
want
that
to
No
they're
do it, but continue.
Yeah, we should move on.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
what we
given
can do
there's
to-
some Yetis.
Yeah, well, would be surprised to eventually fight about the road. If they're out here for survival, well, so are we.
Okay, so you make your way onwards to Goodmead. You do, in an hour or so, find the junction. You turn south, and at that point I'm going to need you to roll a perception and a survival for your navigator and scoot.
All right.
Scoot.
Yeah, you need scoot.
I'm gonna be the Scoot. I'm totally kidding.
I've been
Hey,
damn it,
before,
Vulwin.
too. I rolled a nat 20, and I got a 25.
And a 23 for perception.
Well, it's like, yeah, this is all pretty similar, right? Just another road. Just follow the trees to the right instead of to the right.
Yeah, you just kind of
Okay.
round around.
As we turn, and it's still to our right. It's like, yeah.
So yeah, Vulwin's able to. Part of the road is not exactly eroded away, but it's covered in clearly a little avalanche or something has swept by and has impeded it. But Vulwin, you see this well in time. You're able to skirt a path around it, and it doesn't impede you at all. In fact, it seems to actually be a bit of a undiscovered shortcut. You don't see the junction. You kind of cut across this peak here, so you save yourselves about an hour
A week.
of
Track
time,
travel.
and you're able to find the track to Goodmead
Nice.
in really good time. So ordinarily this journey would take 6 hours. It's taken you about 5.
Wow.
Cool.
Just I feel like we cut right through here. Just like, yep, just go around.
Yeah, pretty much. And you're feeling very, very confident about this. And the rest of the party's like, okay, if you're that confident. And Tahko, you're
Yeah.
keeping very watchful eyes on the surroundings as you go. Yetis are obviously spotted in the area. And you spot nothing.
Okay.
Everything's quiet, just the way you like it.
Just the way I like it.
Alright, so... what do you know about Goodmead?
Please.
As soon as I
Yeah,
find
see,
my
I like to
notes
think
out
if we went over that.
Central Doctor.
Yeah, I like to think if we went over that little hill, I was like, yeah, once you get to the top, just take out a shield and slide the whole way down the rest of it. It'll get there quicker. Trust me.
Did you say sliding? I'm totally gonna just sit on my
Yeah.
shield and go.
Yeah.
Sure, that's part of the reason you're quicker. Those of you with shields are able to get a shield. I would say that Zagrax's shield is pretty big, so one of you is kind of able to stand on the back of it, holding on to Zagrax as you go.
Well, Elora probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you do just go scooting down this hill, blazing along as you go. Tahko, you're a little concerned, like looking around, making sure that nothing sees this flying party. But it seems
Why?
fine.
They're not going to be able to catch us.
That's true.
True.
Yeah, unless they're standing in front of us. This is ski free.
We'll catch them.
Just come out of nowhere. And
Oh, no.
Ah!
Speaking of Yetis,
Smack.
yeah.
You hear Goodmead before you see it. As you approach, there is an inescapable buzz of insects, with the odd bee flicking even this deeply in winter. As you get closer, the low drone coalesces into voices and music, all emanating from the single dominant structure in town. A large stone building at the very heart of the settlement, with wooden frames each carved into depictions of wyverns. Goodmead is the region's source of mead, and the mead hall dominates this trade. It is forever busy, with a large portion of the population either working or making merry there. At the centre of the hall is a massive hearth, roaring to provide the bees nesting in the rafters with warmth. And
Oh,
there does
that's
seem to be a
cool.
bit of a circle of heat around the mead hall, where the snows just haven't been able to penetrate. Thankfully, there's a forest nearby, because this thing is not cheap to keep going. But that is the reason why there are bees here, and that is the reason why the bees are still active, even in winter.
Wow.
So, Vulwin, we were
That-
talking about that. When I read about this, I was like, oh no!
yeah.
It's pretty freaking cool, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
you said there's one big stone building in the center that's like their mead hall?
Yes. So imagine like
Okay.
a Bavarian beer hall. That in the middle of what is otherwise a very rural, very small town.
Okay.
And as soon as I find Goodmead in my list of places to go, I will move you over to it.
Oh, yay, a map.
It's a map. It's a map. It's a map. It's a map.
Well, this place is buzzing.
Hmm.
Nice. I like it.
We might find the good doctor in there, or at least directions.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say this might be a good time to take a break too if we need a break.
Yes, thank you for the reminder.
yeah.
If you need to take a break,
yeah.
then this would indeed be a good time to do so, so I can peruse my notes and find out what the
Yes.
heck's going on here.
This map has captured the darkness of the night perfectly because I can't see it.
Cool. I was like, looking over, I was like, why is this not showing on stream? Right. Yeah.
Reasons.
There we go.
Oh, there.
Hey.
Yeah. Cool. I'll step away for a quick moment then.
Okay.
Shrine of the Flaming Sword. Oh, I want to go there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anywho.
So,
I don't
chat,
know, Redwater
those of
looks
you on
like a
Twitch,
right
we'll be
to
back again in 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
That's good.
So, yeah, at 10 to 2 GMT, 10 to whatever, wherever you are, is when we'll resume.
Yep.
And I will put this on. Alright, so, we all good to continue?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Just double checking all the audio's on. It seems to be, probably.
Maybe.
Never
So,
left.
this is Goodmead. You can hear the buzz of the bees. And there is apparently an arrow missing, which I will go whoop, like so.
Okay, there's also an arrow missing for the meat hall, but I assume it's that guy. Yep.
You're good.
How long are these bees flying around in the darkness? Are they just like randomly bumping into us, or
I mean,
like?
once they get close enough, they do seem to dart around. Several of them are bumblebees. They just kind of...
Oh. They're really sleepy bees then.
They are sleepy. Like, they
Darkness.
definitely have energy issues in the cold. Like, the further away from the meat hall they are, the more sparse. And, like, outside of the outskirts of town, you don't see... You see maybe one. But as you get, like, inside the town, you'll see a couple, like, hanging around the buildings, trying to get some warmth from that. And then the main mass of the buzzing is definitely from the meat hall, because the majority of the bees are in there. And I had to read about all of this to see how on earth this place still functions. During the winter, bees are still active. They don't hibernate. And what they'll do is they'll congregate around the hive, and then depending on how cold it gets, is the closer to the hive they'll get, and they'll vibrate to generate heat. And then basically if the temperatures rise, then they'll start to spread out, and then some of them will start taking off again.
Okay.
Bees are a wonderful creature.
I like bees.
Double audio now. Fan-freaking-tastic.
We did it.
Oh, does he?
Oh, we all do.
Oh, we all
apparently.
sound robotic.
It's probably because we're doubling
Double
up on the
audio.
audio. Yeah.
Because, yeah, the audio, the desktop audio and the Discord audio is the same track for some reason. So I just muted one of them.
That's so weird.
Okay, so, you have made your way to Goodmead. What are you doing?
We're going to head to, I believe, the mead hall was the idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a place to be.
Yeah.
No, that one wasn't a pun. Don't think that was a pun.
But it is though.
Unintentional fun is still a pun.
Unintended.
Okay. Let me just see
Pain.
what my notes here were saying.
I'm gonna retire now from adventuring with that.
There
Who needs arrows
is
and knees?
a bit of a party going on. There are a lot of people. Well, what time did you arrive here? This was 5 hours after you left East Haven. You left at about 11, so it'll be about 4 p.m. It is already dark. There are people
More
still
dark.
working, but it's like a couple of people getting off work and going in, so it's like the early crowd. So there's like the beginnings of some festivity in the mead hall itself. There are people beginning to gather. I mean, it is a small town. There's only a population of about 100, but probably a good 20 of them or so are already in town and drinking. Like, this seems to be a
Okay.
pretty work hard, play hard type of place. With a bit of a better mood than you see in basically any of the other towns right now.
Ah,
Interesting.
Yeah, we came here and saw a celebration rather than sacrifices out front, so that's great.
Good.
Yeah, that's a
Good
big,
sign.
Yeah.
And they're actually happy. There wasn't sacrifices that care whatever, but they're all very not happy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were really rude.
Well, yeah, the ones in the castle were very rude. Yes.
Yeah, the rest of them didn't come out to greet us. What call?
Right?
How wooed. How very, very wooed.
And in fact, as you enter the mead hall, commenting on the fact that people didn't come to greet you, there is a big shout, "Hey, visitors!" And people around go, "Hey, visitors! Let's drink to that! Let's drink!" And then there's a moment of silence as everyone's drinking, then another, "Hey, come in! Welcome to good mead!"
Wow, they're so friendly here.
Wouldn't
Right,
you be?
well-
You'd beat all the time.
I'll say in a decently loud enough tone for everybody in here to hear. We're seeking out Dr. Sherwin. One of our compatriots has a festering wound with some kind of invasive tumor within.
Dang.
Roll persuasion.
That was not really. That was not really the time. Maybe you just
No.
ask individually.
With disadvantage, because you have just killed the mood.
Nope.
Okay,
Living up to
so
that name.
the nice buzz in the area kind of dies down a little bit. You still have the bzzz, which is just always there, but the hubbub from the people dies down, and people kind of just look at you. And the guy who welcomed you so jovially kind of goes, "Well, I need another drink." And just turns around, like, just dunks his glass in one of the big barrels of mead that they have and just starts downing it, and you get no reply.
You
Tahko.
really do live up to the name Mood Killer.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't a jovial time.
No, but we don't have to ruin their night.
Yeah, maybe just ask one of them individually about where to find that dude.
Well, I'll take your notes under advisement the next time we're seeking a doctor urgently.
Poor Irilyssa is like, oh god.
I'd rather you take the notes on not getting into a brawl in the middle of a tavern, but hey.
That was not me. It came to me. I did not seek that out.
That's true.
Arguable, but
Um,
okay.
Irilyssa, taking a cue from the people, she'll find a flagon and dip it into the barrel and find this man that greeted us and says, "A toast."
Always willing to have a toast. To what? What are we drinking to?
To health.
To health. I like it. And he clanks your glass and then takes another big swig. Well, you seem a little bit more jovial than your big buddy over there. The name is Kendrick. I'm the speaker for this town.
Well met. My name is Irilyssa,
Welcome.
but we are seeking Dr. Sherwin. Do you know where we might be able to find him?
Yeah, strange fellow. He keeps a house. He probably passed it on the way in, actually, just north side of town. Structure on its own. You can't really miss it.
Thank you. To your health.
To health again, and I hope you find yours, if it is... Yeah, it's yours. You're bleeding a little bit.
Subtle.
Then puts the cup down. Let's go.
And the arrow with nothing actually describing it right now is right there. Because this one I've made up.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Text. And then this is going to be Doctor.
Nailed it.
Working on it.
Thank you, Zach.
Very nice arrow. And then we got great green hands girl. Doctor.
Maybe we'll come back for meat. That'd be nice.
It's quite delicious.
And it is really good mead. I mean, for those of you who had mead previously, all of the drinks in this area come from good mead, basically. It is the brew town. It is the liquid health that keeps the 10 towns running.
Yeah,
I need to try mead,
Absolutely.
actually.
Yeah,
mead's great.
it is.
And it is surprisingly good. Like, it is a pretty major export for Icewind as well. Good mead ale
I-
found elsewhere it's known.
I assume that the mead's not watered down here. Or if it is, it's not nearly to the extent.
No, good mead seems to be tip-top.
Nice. Definitely going to get some of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say so much for their export. That's probably where they get to keep it all and have their party.
I mean, you do notice that there are a couple of barrels like arranged at the edge of the building. There definitely seems to be a bit of overflow, like trade between the towns. Definitely not on point, and you know from your time in the other various towns that supplies have been slow, probably
Yep.
because transport at the moment is difficult, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this place is still
Well,
producing, but not as much. I mean, not
I
as
see a
much.
money-making opportunity. We get a cart, we get some barrels, we take it to Bryn Shander. We're heroes. Huzzah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Your intuition
Share it with the
suggests that's
Yetis?
probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Zagrax would not think of that. He's too dumb to think of that.
Oh,
Just
no.
good
You can
business.
think, yay, booze, let's bring booze.
Yeah, let's bring booze back. I like this.
Right.
You probably wouldn't think to sell it, just like your own personal cart of booze. But yeah.
That is fair, yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing?
As far as I know, we're heading to that doctor's house.
Yeah.
All right then.
Yep.
Scrolling down to my notes. Okay, so you make your way out of the town. I mean, this is a pretty rural-looking area already. I mean, there is a big cluster of buildings around the center, many of them huddled in kind of for warmth. But there is an additional building built a little ways out, still on the Eastway Road. It seems pretty nice. It's made of stone, whereas most of the buildings in this area are wooden. There is a chimney billowing smoke at the moment. There is a bit of an outhouse on one side. It's a nice structure, clearly kept by a pretty wealthy individual. And as you approach the door, there is a plate on the front which says Dr. N. Shering. And underneath it is a little crest, which is 3 peacock feathers with pavinated eyes.
I see.
I don't
Go
like
to the
this
doctor.
guy.
Well, do any of us have a silver key?
All right,
I'm
inside
getting a
joke.
bad
aside.
feeling about this.
I don't. And Irilyssa will knock on the door.
Okay, so you knock on the door. And a moment later, it is opened, and there is a gentleman with a white tunic standing there. He's got a well-trimmed goatee, fairly spiky black hair, though he's wearing a cap on top. Very, very immaculately dressed, and he kind of stands there, hands behind his back, like, how can I assist you?
My name is Irilyssa, and I have a infected wound. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. I'm hoping that you might be able to help me.
How very curious. Please do come in. And with that, he steps aside, pulling the door open a bit more. Most people have some kind of like liveliness to their face, but his features are just completely still. And he's got very, very pale blue eyes, which never seem to like greet you. Like his greeting, like saying please come in, never reaches the eyes. They are just cold.
That's
Hmm.
okay.
Not familiar at all.
Nope.
Nope, never seen
You're
this
in
guy
good
before in my
hands.
life.
We're gonna leave you with them. You're in good hands.
Yeah, you're
I was about to say that our clown caravan's just going to keep coming in his door, and as each of us gets larger and larger, the next person.
Yeah.
Irilyssa will make her way in.
Okay, and inside there is a staircase which disappears upstairs, which is probably the private quarters. There is a doorway on the right-hand side and then on the left-hand side, both of them marked with the pavinated eye. And the first lobby that you enter is clearly some kind of waiting room. There are chairs like around the edge. Please, the rest of you stay here. If there is a patient, then accompany me to my office. And
Okay.
with that, he leads his way into the right-hand room.
Okay.
Irilyssa will kind of just look over her shoulder at you guys like, I don't know about this.
Do you want someone to go? He doesn't want anyone to go with you.
If you wish
If you
to be
need someone to-
accompanied, it is not a problem.
If you want someone to hold your hand, I'll do it.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
She'll like hold her hand out to Elora.
Okay, she'll join you.
Okay, so Elora and
You know-
Irilyssa head into the office, the three of you. You find pretty nice chairs that you can take your leisure in, or you can go elsewhere. It's totally up to you whether you hang around or not.
I'll hang around.
Yeah, for a
hang around
bit,
for a
at the very
couple.
least.
Oh, just go back to the mead hall. I'm sure 2 girls alone with a creepy guy. Nothing bad will happen.
Fine.
No, everything will go swimmingly.
Yep.
I mean, either way, it's not going to be unexpected if they're screaming in the next room, so it'll be hard to tell.
Yes.
I think if
indeed.
Elora starts screaming.
Okay, then yeah.
Okay, so Ninio makes his way into the room. You can close the door behind you or not. He doesn't seem to really care. And there's a desk at his side. He kind of just stands beside it. Gestures to an open chair to you, Irilyssa. Please take a seat and tell me what seems to be the problem.
She sits and begins saying, I don't remember how I received this injury, but divine magics don't seem to fully heal it. And my compatriot, the Goliath out there, tried surgical method of removing whatever is in this wound. It seemed to hurt me more than help.
I see. And I'm guessing from the seepage from your clothing right now, it was not a very well done surgery. If you would please lift your tunic so I may see.
Of course.
And with that, he kind of moves forwards, looks at the bandage, then takes out a... not doesn't take out, he goes and grabs a pair of scissors and then carefully cuts the bandage away, peels that back, and as you wince a little bit, he raises a hand over the wound, and then suddenly it just stops hurting. And he pulls the bandage away, and then inspects the injury. Yes, I can see this is certainly infected and quite nasty. How did you come by this? You say you cannot remember. Any details will assist.
I just remember... I remember the stars being a lot closer, and I remember falling.
Curious.
But after that, nothing.
And I take it this bulge is new as well.
Before and after.
Most likely.
Yes.
Would you mind if I attempt something a little more invasive to get a better look?
Please, if you think it will help.
Hold out your hand.
She slowly holds out her hand.
And then Nin grabs your wrist, puts his hand to his side where he's got a knife sheath, pulls out the knife quickly and then pokes one of your fingers. It starts bleeding, blood starts to spread out. But instead of like dropping to the floor, it starts rising, pooling seemingly in midair. Ninio lets your hand drop, points over to the side of the wall. You can find a bandage over there. And then starts manipulating this globule of blood in front of him. He kind of moves his hands, and the blood expands in front of him, contracting and changing colour, as he seems to be doing all kinds of manipulations to this thing. Curious, very curious. There is definitely... interesting.
Elora does not know what to think of any of this. She's just like, okay. Just watching it happen.
Well played, sir.
God, I love
You
this
do
character.
Mr. Doctor, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, apparently we have a hemomancer in the house.
He is a blood mage.
Yeah, kidding.
Eventually, he seems to be satisfied with what happens, snaps his fingers, and the blood just disappears. Very curious. You do indeed seem to have something growing within, but I think I can help.
Please.
What afflicts you is rare. You at some point have come into contact with an entity that was able to plant an egg inside you, and this is growing and incubating. If you do not treat this quickly, you will die. The process would be fascinating. I would very much appreciate the opportunity to study this effect if you are willing.
An egg?
It seems I don't have a choice. Death or...
You always have a choice. The other one
Yes.
is bring me a creature of a draconic nature. I can take a part of its life and replace that which curses you with it.
I don't know what that means.
Do you think Zagrax would mind?
We don't have to tell Zagrax.
I just like the. It's been awfully quiet in there for a while. You think they're okay?
So-
What-
I need to find a creature of draconic nature for this procedure to work.
Yes, you are yourself a draconic, and your anatomy would need to be similar enough. It's not necessarily a dragon-born. Anything with a similar heritage, ancestry to yourself would suffice.
Do you just need a small amount of this? Or...
No, I would require a full body. If it is living, this will be far more successful. It is possible dead, but there will be additional risks involved.
Do you have any... So, like...
Elora, roll me a intelligence roll.
Intelligence!
Get him.
Um, 8.
Because of where you're from, you're familiar that there may be other draconic entities. You would commonly know them as kobolds.
Oh, okay. No, not kobolds. Irilyssa, if we go to my hometown, we might be able to bring back kobold. That might suffice, right? She'll look at Nin.
Kobold. Curious. Not a creature of my realm. But from what I understand, yes, it would suffice.
They look like tiny little dragons. So, like you, but if you were a gnome. Kind of.
they are.
Huh.
Oh, maybe we could bring one back so we don't use Zagrax?
I totally keep thinking kobolds from
You know, take candle.
Not from Warcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, and I'm like, they're not small dragons.
Yes, they are.
Not at all. They're more like mice. But no, okay. D&D kobolds are actually small dragons. Okay.
If you should wish to keep this simple, the one outside in the waiting room would suffice.
But wouldn't he die?
Probably.
Oh. I don't think that's a good solution.
I don't.
I don't really like the idea of kobolds either, but it's better than Zagrax.
There's another that has the same infection. In Bryn Shander.
Curious.
She's a half elf, though.
A half elf.
Yes.
Treating that still should be possible. We will simply need another of mammalian ancestry. The internal anatomy should be adequately similar. It would need to be of humanoid aspect. A simple fox would not suffice.
Okay.
The treatment you are seeking is complicated, and such complications require adequate sacrifices in order to be put right. It is your choice as to whether you think the price is worth it. If not, my offer stands. I would be very curious to see the full effects of the incubation within you conclude its life cycle. I would make sure you are kept comfortable in the meantime.
Well, this is a decision for you to make, Irilyssa. I don't know what's the right choice. Suppose we have to, otherwise you'll die, right?
Yes, death is a certainty at this point. But then, it always is.
Do you know how long we have?
Probably 2 months maximum.
Okay.
Although, judging by some of the efforts made by your companion, 1 month may be closer.
Oh no.
Dun dun dun!
Tahko really is a mood killer.
Let's... Irilyssa, or Elora. Let's visit your hometown.
Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
Of course. And remember,
I hope-
my offer will stand if time runs close. And he kind of reaches into a pocket, flips open a stopwatch, closes it, and then places it back again.
Ugh.
She just kind of touches the holy symbol that's around her neck. And says, I'll remember that. And then she'll go to leave the room.
And Nin just kind of stands there watching as you leave.
Mm-hmm.
No change in his facial expression, just watches.
Gah!
Thank you for the medical advice.
Of course. That's what doctors are here for.
Mm-hmm. She'll smile and also leave.
The smile is not returned.
I know.
We know him too well.
As Irilyssa comes back out, she has just a grim look on her face.
And as you both do leave, the door on its own volition seems to shut.
Of course it does. Why would
Yeah.
it?
Well, is there a cure?
There's a potential one.
Hmm.
We'd have to find a something of draconic origin, bring here, and infuse its life force with my own.
I glance at Zagrax. Well,
But
This would kill the other creature.
Oh,
So
that makes a big
Zagrax
difference.
is not an option.
Good.
But I know that there are a lot of kobolds in my hometown of Tourmaline. Maybe we could bring one of them back.
so a simple lizard won't do. It has to be an intelligent being.
I think so. Also, where are we gonna find a lizard in this cold?
They have juice here.
I'll probably froze it underneath the snow.
Zagrax just kind of like gestures to himself,
Yeah.
like technically lizard in the cold. Thank you.
Yeah, but you're like,
I've seen two quite often.
they're adaptive.
Yeah, it sounds like we're not exchanging one for the other, so just gonna go find something back at your hometown, I guess. Sounds a little morbid, though.
It is morbid, but
Interesting.
maybe we can give them the adventure of a lifetime on their way back. They don't live that long, I don't think. I could be wrong about that, but
Well, not when we bring them back, certainly.
yes.
I wonder if it would simply somehow transfer whatever's in there over to the other creature.
I don't know. The doctor has magic that I have never seen before, so I think he's going to do something that I cannot describe.
Well,
At least there's a chance.
Yeah, we probably want to stay here for the night, but yeah.
So,
how
Yeah, after
Go ahead.
the appointment and like the work that Nin did there, it's probably 6 p.m. or so now.
yeah. So,
Like you were in there
Elora,
for
you're-
probably longer than you expected.
yeah. So, Elora, you're saying we go back to your hometown and we pick up two kobolds, one for Irilyssa, one for Danica.
No, we had.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
can
know
just
what
get
to
this
do.
all cleared up.
Danica. He said that it has to be a similar life form. So a humanoid, a mammalian, intelligent humanoid.
Did he say exactly what the object is?
He said it. I'm not.
Something that would hatch and kill.
And the process
it
would be
is an egg.
fascinating.
The second you say hatch, you just can visibly see Zagrax just have the whole like shiver up and down thing. Like, oh, that's just gross.
Of ways to go, that is not high on my list.
Well, lucky for you, it's not happening.
Well, I assume we don't have a moment to spare.
I'm not sure if we can find a suitable humanoid for Danica immediately, but she maybe has 2 months, probably. That's what he said.
How far? What is your hometown? Is it one of the 10 towns?
Yes, it's Tourmaline.
I'll bring you to the
Okay.
world map so you can see.
It's more than just heading back. It's gonna take a while to get there.
Okay.
Oops.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's a
Oh,
good.
yours is Tourmaline? Okay.
Tourmaline. Tourmaline, sorry.
Yeah,
I spelled it wrong.
yeah, Tourmaline. Yeah, that is a fair bit of travel.
Yeah.
I've been by that way. It's a fair bit of travel, but the roads are usually pretty good up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Then perhaps we should stay here for the night, unless you want to attempt to trudge up. But
No,
Oh.
that's probably best night.
okay.
Yeah. Besides, with the discovery of Yetis near the Eastway, I wouldn't really want to be traveling at night, let alone camping out.
Agreed.
That's true. True. You might want to make the most of the Meadwell Hall while we have access to it. Then you might want to find a place to stay aside from this man's waiting room.
We can see if there's an inn of some sort.
Okay.
I mean, the mead hall is the inn, and it definitely
Oh,
has
okay.
rooms available.
Okay. I have
Nice.
It's a giant tavern / brewery. It's a brew pub.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nice.
All right, I guess we'll head back to where the party is.
Yeah.
Yeah, time to celebrate now, right?
Okay, so
Well.
you leave Dr. N. Shering's house and head back into not East Haven, Goodmead proper, and you do go to the mead hall. The buzz of noise has seemed to have recovered since Tahko applied his namesake to the place and killed the mood. And it does seem to be more and more people have come in. Like, there's probably about half the town, if not slightly more. This place is pretty busy. It's a big hall. There's loads more space. It's maybe a quarter full, if that.
Dang.
But there are probably a good 50 or so people there. Young and old, everyone seems to be welcome. This is definitely like the regular town hangout.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably the only town hangout.
Yeah.
But a good
But
one
who needs
nonetheless.
more?
Yeah, this place it's renowned throughout the 10 towns, and it's definitely popular.
Okay. Then I'll go inquire about a room.
Okay, so you make your way to the Tavern Keeper, and there's like a big bar with 2 or 3 people actually serving it near... I'm going to say on the outside of the building, actually, because the huge hearth dominates this structure with all the heat coming out. And there are a couple of tables near the hearth. They're all empty, despite the cold outside. This thing is hot. And yes, you could stay there and probably... Red Dragonborn, for example, probably quite like it. But it is, like, uncomfortably hot. Like, sitting right under one of those heaters would be near the hearth.
Yeah, this is too hot for me.
Yeah, definitely. And yes, you're able to get lodging for the night. I'm just going to go and check on prices. Because I've got
I'm gonna
that
need money
listed.
soon.
Yeah.
You keep dodging every quest I throw at you.
Well, yeah, but
We have a friend who's dying.
This is true. I'm going to
You
say that
kind
this
of
place,
did implant one of our party members with an egg. Thank you very much.
this place is pretty pricey. Like, the alcohol is cheap, the lodging isn't. That's kind of how they make the money, and probably the food as well. So I'll say you can get a room, which will get all 5 of you for 8 silver.
8 silver. I don't even have that much.
Irilyssa will. Oh, I was gonna pay for all of it.
Oh, if you want to pay for all of it,
How about we go half and half?
we go half and half.
Yeah.
4 silver each.
Yep.
All right. Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Yep. I mean, we did all
Well, then-
come down here for a doctor visit, so
It's true. Yeah, at least the doctor visit was free, right? Hopefully.
So far.
Which is interesting, because clearly the doctor is pretty well recompensed, but he didn't charge you
So
anything.
he doesn't have to charge anymore. He's just out of the kindness of his heart.
No.
All right, sure.
No. Can confirm that man hath no heart.
Let's not go that far.
Talking
Oh,
about
let me rephrase that. He has a heart. It's just in a jar somewhere.
Carefully studied.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
no one.
kidding. Yeah.
Oh, and one thing I will say for Irilyssa and Elora, when you were in his office, he did have shelves on the sides, and they all seem to be filled with jars holding some kind of amber liquid inside.
Mm.
probably honey.
There's a
be
reason.
Yeah.
Honey's antibiotic.
yeah.
Sometimes poisonous.
I had actually meant to offer you some, just to see if you took it. Damn.
Dang. Unfortunate.
Cool.
It's me. That'll be talked about in the after show.
So
Well,
are you
I'll,
just going to like hang out here for the evening and then rest overnight or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Okay.
How
Yeah,
much
I-
are the drinks?
How much of what, sorry?
The drinks? The mead?
The mead, I would say, is like you buy the mug for 4 copper and you just keep dunking it.
Okay.
Infinite refills.
Nice.
The mead is pretty strong. Like, mead is fairly alcoholic. There are different casks of like different flavors from the different honeys and things, and like 1 or 2 of them are clearly mixed with something. They're more watered down, not necessarily water, but like milk or something like that. So if you want
Alright,
some of the less strong, you can have those. If you want the strong ones, and go you can go crazy with that too.
I'll put down the 2 silver that we need, and I'll go ahead and buy mugs for everybody.
Okay.
Oh,
And they are pretty
yeah.
big
Ooh.
steins. Like, again, I don't know if you've ever been to Bavaria, but the beer halls there do tend to do this.
No.
You'll go in, you'll buy a glass, and you just keep dunking it in the barrel. The
And then
glass
you
is-
get to keep it. It's a collector's item.
yeah. I mean, there's like a deposit. If you swallow the price of the deposit, you keep the glass.
Ah, okay.
Fun.
Yeah, there's a similar place where I live where you get to keep the cup, and it also changes colors when it's cold.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I remember going to one of these places when I was 15. It's like, 1, I can drink legally, and 2, this is amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will get a little sloshed and then head on to bed.
Yeah, Elora's definitely drinking tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. Good mead.
Irylyssa's in better spirits, so she's trying every single one of them.
Okay.
Oh man.
Might as well.
And Irilyssa, I will say that you recover another point of your permanent damage because of the antibiotic effects of what you're drinking,
Oh,
and also
Nailed
the
it.
honey.
Yeah.
medicinal alcohol for the win.
Yep.
Just need to bathe in it.
There you
That
go.
could probably be arranged if you ask the right people.
Oh man.
But the good times definitely start to flow in this place as people get more and more imbibed. It gets noisier. Music comes to life. There are 2 or 3 bards kind of on a raised platform, bringing in a bit of music to the place, and it gets pretty lively until probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, though you have no real grasp on time because it's always freaking dark.
Yeah.
And eventually some of the patrons start to like return to their homes. It does empty out. Doesn't ever seem to actually shut. So you can stay as long or as late as you want drinking. It's totally up to you.
Awesome.
However, at about 4 o'clock in the morning, we'll say that you've all retreated to your rooms or you're passed out on one of the tables. Up to you. Because believe me, you wouldn't be the only one. There is a loud crash and then a big fracas from downstairs. Lots of shouting, lots of voices raised, many of them in panic, like, ah, what's happening? Ah! And then kind of a sickening thud, and then a bit of a and then footsteps and panicked shouts from throughout the town, which get louder and louder.
All right. I'll hop up out of bed.
Yeah.
Got a shower.
Roland's up and just yeah, right. Is this your friend's kid, Tahko?
Yep.
What's going on?
Irylyssa fell asleep at a table downstairs.
Oh,
Okay,
Roland's
so
pretty
Irilyssa,
much
you're
just
probably one
gonna-
of the first ones awoken by this, and you can see, like in the flickering firelight from the hearth and the torches around, that there are people running around, many of them with swords and things out, and one of the doors leading to it is just shattered. Several of the casks, which are lined around the edge of the room, have been broken. There are liquids seeping out everywhere, and several of them seem to be missing.
My head.
And yeah, your head
What's
kills.
going on?
We've been attacked! Someone's come for the mead!
how dare they?
Over here, please, someone! They got the speaker. The speaker's... Oh God, is he dead? Please, we need a healer over here, please.
Irylyssa will groggily get up, make her way over, and just cure wounds.
Roll medicine.
Medicine. A 24.
You can save yourself the spell slot because his throat is just ripped out. This guy is
Oh,
dead.
Oh.
And there are like wounds
Oh.
all over. Like he's got a sword like spun off a few feet away from him. There are 2 or 3 other armored and equipped people, clearly town guards, who had also tried to intervene and intercept here. To no avail. And many of the injuries are pretty deep, pretty hefty, clearly made. And also, that's a really good medicine roll. The injuries are all like top half of the body, angling down. So clearly whatever did this was big.
they call
Yeah.
me the killer.
Like maybe a Yeti.
They
you say we
look like
heard
they're done by
laughing?
weapons. They're not natural. They're definitely done by weapons.
They're not giant bees.
No.
No, but they might just in fact be your giants. Who knows?
And there is an angry buzzing from the bees because they've also been disturbed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, poor bees.
And more than 1 or 2 people go, "Oh, get away. Ow! Stung me, little shit."
Well, I will
no.
hastily don my clothing and armor and head downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
I mean, it
Yeah.
does take you a moment. For those of you in heavier than like light armor, it takes you a minute to do all the straps and things, but you do head down and you find the place in commotion. Like Irilyssa is one of the first to react, and even by the time you've come to your senses, it's over. Like this happened quickly. But also,
Irilyssa,
you were
are you
pretty
okay?
drunk, so...
Yeah.
And yeah, as you come down, you do find Irilyssa kind of crouching down beside the dead figure of the speaker.
Oh, that guy's
Ugh.
dead.
And I was
Oh
just it
no.
and I was just it for a good night's sleep. Ugh.
What happened?
I don't know. I just woke up myself.
Um,
Whatever did
Vulwin's
this
gonna-
thing. They said that something attacked. Took the ale.
Mead.
Mead.
Something attacked and took the meat. They killed a man for alcohol.
Wow.
All right.
More than a man. I mean, there
Vulwin-
are 2 or 3 bodies and several wounded still around.
Oh, seven.
Yeah. Vulwin's gonna immediately move to the door as like this is being, discussed about what was going on, and open it and like look out, seeing if there's anything out there going on.
There are milling townsfolk. You do see the flash of torches as people are running around trying to see what's going on. Roll me a survival check.
Okay.
I mean, they're pretty
14.
fresh and pretty obvious, but there are a set of really big footprints leading into the building
14.
and then leading
Okay.
out the building, disappearing into the forest.
Did you say we heard laughing?
Yes, like a probably after the shattering.
Hmm.
Do you think they've gone far? Probably not.
Let's.
I don't know how fast they move, but I'm sure they're hightailing it if they stole casks of alcohol, of mead, that
Well, I'm awake.
they slowed down.
Correct this issue.
Oh. They've been nothing but kind to us here, so
In fact,
return
that's
that
a good
favor.
point. All of you need to roll me a con save because you were interrupted during a long sleep.
Oh.
Oh,
Yep.
awesome.
Very good point. Irilyssa, you're fine. Vulwin, you're fine.
19.
Tahko,
I'm awake.
you are awake, and you're raring
Wow.
to go. Zagrax, you're fine.
Tahko 23. Wow.
Taco 23.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I got it.
You haven't woken up
Meanwhile,
yet,
still in
Elora,
bed.
and when you eventually do, you have suffered a level of exhaustion.
Oh no.
Great.
This feels like the appropriate time, having gotten out of bed in the middle of the beginning of a sleep after a lot of good drinks.
You are
Vulwin
all still
definitely-
slightly buzzed at this point because it
Yeah.
has not left your system.
Yeah, Vulwin seems to be groggily pushing through it, but also this is just another night, just another day. Never a good sleep.
Zach, you muted.
Oh, that would probably assist in my talking
Yeah.
of things. No, Zagrax was doing designated driver drinking, so it was mild, making sure that nobody hurt themselves in their excess.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it was probably the last one to. Well, yeah, it was probably actually the last one to fall asleep after Irilyssa passed out at the table.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna given the situation, I'm gonna actually use Vulwin's tireless feature. This seems like the appropriate time
This is
for that to
absolutely
be
the
a thing.
appropriate time.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up in chat. See if it will link to it. There it is. So, yeah, I'm just gonna roll for some temporary hit points to push through the night, whatever we go into.
And I will also explain to chat, this is technically a level 10 ability, which rangers have, but it was appropriate for his character. And there are 3 abilities which are kind of interchangeable. It doesn't really matter what level you get them. So we're just going to make one of the other ones go later, and this one goes earlier.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so that is 4.
Cool.
Get pushed through the night.
So yeah, Vulwin, you come downstairs, you're looking pretty bright and ready to go. Same with Tahko. Elora, still fast asleep upstairs, apparently.
Yeah.
Everybody see Elora?
Yeah.
I'll go to the steps and yell up, Elora, we're heading out.
And yeah, you open
She'll
your
look
eyes,
there.
Elora, and it's like, it's still dark. You shut your eyes, then you think, it's always dark. You have no idea what time it is.
So she'll just roll out of bed and grab her junk.
It feels like you haven't
go
slept at all, and reality is, like,
Yeah.
you know, if you've had too much to drink and you kind of kept awake going, am I going to throw up or am I not going to throw up? I might be, no,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Oh no.
That's you
That is
right now.
the literal worst.
Oh, good. She feels great. No. Oh. Okay. Well, she's just gonna stumble down the stairs and try not to fall down them.
You look
I
terrible.
am so tempted to make you roll acrobatics, but I'll let it go.
Say the fact
No.
that you said that right now, more just
I
like
know. I
yeah.
said it.
Give me more excuses. Yes.
She'll be like, "Oh, what's going on? Oh, there's dead people. Oh no."
Someone stole the ale.
Yeah,
Stop.
by the stairs.
Okay. Okay, where are we going?
Out into the forest.
Okay, that's safe. Let's go for it.
Well, they're carrying a bunch of beads, so they might not be moving as fast.
Okay.
At least they'll have heavier tracks, easier to follow.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Okay.
Okay, so all of you race off into the woods following their tracks, which Vulwin is able to lead you down.
I'm gonna grab a torch on our way out. By the way,
Noted.
Yeah, I'll light a lantern.
because I can't see shit.
I mean, it's always dark, but it is
Oh, I know.
4 o'clock in the morning, so it's very dark.
Yeah, lantern sounds good.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, you go launching off into the woods. The canopy does definitely close up, although a lot of the trees have lost their leaves. Would they have? It's
they're
technically in the
pine,
middle of
they
the
wouldn't.
summer.
Yeah, but they've never come out of winter.
True. Yeah, I
Like,
don't know
depends
how
on the type
trees
of
are
trees.
triggered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
depends on certain
triggered
trees.
by the heat.
Heat and
Yeah,
light,
it's a
I imagine.
temperature
Okay.
thing.
Then yeah, most of them are still in winter mode. I mean, a lot of the trees here in Icewind are conifers anyway, so they still have the needles. Many of them have boughs which are heavy with snow, but there is definitely a path which is pretty clear. Several of the boughs have lost their snow of the trees. Several feet up, like Tahko, a couple of them that should be hitting you in the face aren't, and they're already bare.
Okay.
And you race off into the forest. Can I get 2 of you? Actually, what's your marching order right now?
Probably be leading the way.
As we're running out of town, Irilyssa is going to give Vulwin, Zagrax, and Tahko her Eyes in the Night blessing.
Okay.
Oh,
nice.
thank you very much.
So for 1
Wonderful.
hour each, your eyes are able to see 300 feet into the darkness, as if it were.
That's
Nice.
Nice.
Well, no, as
When-
if it
when
were
you
dim
do-
light. As if it were dim light.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
When you do that though, it's like, is this how you see all the time?
Yes.
That's useful.
This
very
is
useful.
amazing. Yes.
I can see.
So without disadvantage, can the front 2 people roll me a perception check? Just regular looks. This is
Oh, perception? Okie dokie.
Can do.
I'm gonna say the 2 trackers are in front, and then I'm probably right behind them.
23.
Hey,
wow.
Tahko, bro, let's go.
Okay,
Right.
so you go
23 and 23.
you go rocketing off along the track, and both of you almost exactly the same moment, kind of off in slightly off the route that you're going at the moment. You hear a
Just someone in the snow.
What does that sound like? Yeah. Be on your guard, everyone.
Vulwin, because of your job and your background, you would probably recognize this is clearly a creature that's in some kind of distress.
Okay. How nearby?
Probably not that far. I mean, it's off the beaten track, probably 50 to 60 feet into the woods.
Okay.
Oh,
This is
Call
is
it
this
100.
following the?
Say about 100 feet.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this is not in the same direction the tracks are going?
It's almost in the same direction. So if you're like
Almost.
going straight on, it's probably in like that direction.
Okay.
So 30 degrees off. So
All right. So Tahko and I both noticed that. I was like, keep on the track, keep following these. I would just veer off a little.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody is injured.
Or something, actually.
Hmm.
So I'll Vulwin will split off just a little bit, since the trees are pretty much you can still see each other. You know, we can see each other fine. I'm gonna veer off, heading towards that sound a bit, if I can see if I can figure out what it is.
okay,
And I'll make a halfway. I'll move 50 feet in his direction.
okay.
Yeah, I figured you guys are probably still moving along the close way to where he is.
Yeah.
Vulwin,
not
roll me a
pro-
nature check, see if you recognize what this is.
Okay.
Watch it be a weaver. Nailed it.
It's an 11.
You've heard it before, never this frantic. You usually hear it like during mating season, but you're pretty sure it's a fox.
Okay.
Oh no,
It's
our
not singing.
fox buddy.
It's not singing, probably.
Allegedly singing fox.
My night is ruined.
Having understanding like what it actually is now, along the way, can I actually spot it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not too far away. You hear kind of the movement of metal and the clanking of metal along, and every time like the metal shifts, you hear the.
Okay. Is there any the way I'm heading? Is there any blood on the snow?
No.
Okay. Then, since we have the those eyes that we were shared, we can see without our light, right?
Yes, the light helps. So basically, the way it works with night vision is if it's darkness, you see it as if it's dim, and if it's dim, you see it as bright. So you're able to see up to, I think it's 300 feet, it's something ridiculous like that. Your torches reach out 120 with dim light. So 120 feet is bright for you, effectively.
Oh wow. Okay.
Dang. Totally not cheating.
Although those
Yeah.
torches are pretty bright to you, like uncomfortable to look at.
Yeah. I've got a hooded lantern, so part of that is probably like, shaped away so I'm not immediately looking at it myself.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow in that direction. It seems like this sound and the clanking of armor is both going the same way.
Yes.
Okay. The only difference is knowing that I hear both of these things now. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more stealthier about it, and not try to attract attention
Okay, roll stealth.
if possible.
With a
And
lantern.
yeah, I mean, I can.
You can do it.
technically,
I mean,
technically,
yeah.
I could close it up and still see fairly well because of the
Oh, yeah.
eyes now.
Oh yeah, yep.
I'll do it like a quick signal to Tahko.
I mean, by this
and-
time you're in the trees, and there will be trees between you. So if it's a vocal or voiced sound, then you can hear it. But if it's like just gesturing, you wouldn't see it.
Okay. Then what
So
I'll do
up
is
till
I'll
this
actually
point,
turn my.
Tahko, you're mostly tracking where Vulwin is by sound. Like you can hear him.
Yeah. I'll actually take the hooded lantern and close up the hood portion of it and try to position the a little bit of light coming from it facing back towards my companions.
Okay, so Tahko, you see this kind of flash of light from the direction where you know Vulwin is.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I'll go ahead.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. I'll try and get it into a position where I can see him.
Okay, you're able to angle yourself like between some trees. Again, most of them don't have branches with leaves, so you have better lines of sight, and you do see Vulwin, or at least the light source, probably 50 feet or so, obscured every now and then by branches and bushes.
Okay.
And Vulwin, roll stealth.
Okay. Doing great.
Yeah,
Five.
so that light, like, you've tried to shutter it, but it kind of got
Yeah.
jammed, and you haven't really been able to move it, and you're still kind of
Yeah.
unthinkingly moving through the snow, not really being particularly quiet, so Tahko,
Yeah.
you know exactly where he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay. I'm not trying to hide from Tahko anyways, right?
And as you get closer to the sound of the yelping, it gets more frenzied, gets louder, it gets more panicked, like...
Okay, I'm gonna keep moving.
Okay, so you do find the source of it, and you do come like a little clearing. Oh no, it's not clearing. There's like another little track that appears from somewhere else in the woods, joining with yours, and on the junction of that, there is ruined snow. There's specks of blood all over the place, and in the center of this kind of semicircle of destruction is a fox with its paw caught in a trap.
He's a little pod.
Yeah, are the yeah, it's sad. Are the
Yeah,
are
it's
the
sad.
big? Yeah, no, it actually is. But are the big tracks around at all?
No, not where you are.
Okay. So I'm guessing Tahko's still on about those.
Yeah, I mean,
tracks.
those guys aren't trying to be stealthy or anything right now, so you know where they are,
Yeah.
like from noise.
The clanking of
Yeah.
armored dragonborn running through snow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
the curse every now and then as a bow of snow is like tipped on one of you or something. Yeah,
As stealthy as a tank.
yes.
Okay.
Tanks are not stealthy.
And as the fox sees you, because terrible stealth roll, it kind of like tries to back away to as far as it can, and then its like paw is like stretched out in front of it as he's trying to back away, and then eventually it just kind of relaxes and then just moves back towards the thing and just start like cradling the injured limb, yelping.
Yeah. It Volva's just like, not gonna hurt you. Yeah, he's trying to be like unthreatening with what's going on. And you said that the rest is clearing. I think he's gonna want to try to move up and see if he can free the fox.
Okay, roll another nature check.
But keeping in, yeah. Let's see if we can. Quick aside, but no, pretty low. Even with the plus difference.
So, as you move forwards, like you're trying to make some cooing noises, but apparently the noise you're echoing is actually one of the fox's natural predators, which I don't know what that would be. And it starts
Which is
like,
everything.
panics, like trying to pull away again, but it's trapped in a trap, so it's not able to. It just does some more extensive damage to its paw.
You sound like
Alright.
a giant owl.
Right.
But you do eventually get close enough, and you're able to like try to manipulate the trap to free it if you wanted to. That doesn't take a roll.
I'm gonna be like, you're not gonna trust me. It's okay, whatever, and I'm gonna try to free it, even if it is, possibly going to attack me.
Okay. You get
Since I didn't
close
really,
enough,
like,
and you
give a
kind of
good-
tentatively put a hand out, and the fox kind of thinks about like taking a nip at it, and then like its injury kind of catches his eye again. It's like, yeah, okay, go on then, do your thing, you giant scary beast that looks like something that wants to eat me.
Yeah. I'll look at it and be like, that's your call. But whether or not it wants to bite me, and then I'll try to pry the trap.
You do eventually manage to pull the trap open, and the fox immediately like jumps back, spraying blood out from behind it. And it's, you know how dogs, like when they've got an injured leg, like hold it up,
Yeah.
and it kind of does that while trying to back away from you.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I can immediately do to help it. Okay. There is one thing I could try to do. I'm going to take out a knife. that I have on me.
Okay.
It is it's a knuckle bone handled knife, with the blade on the top of it, and I'm going to start to almost like dig at the snow with it, like I'm almost unburying something, and I'm actually gonna cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Goodberry.
Okay.
And using that knife, the ulu, as the material component, as part of was needed for it, to basically unbury some berries in the snow that magically appear.
Gotcha.
Well played.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Yep.
awesome. And I'm gonna take a small handful of them and kind of toss them out onto the snow nearby and be like,
And as
Eat
they
those,
land in the
they'll-
snow, the fox kind of like
Yeah.
jumps back and then disappears into one of the bushes near to where you are.
Okay.
well, that should let you survive. Just watch out for traps. They're dangerous. And he's gonna pick up the few other ones that are there and kind of just like pocket them and be like, look out there.
And the bush
just
kind of shakes a little
walk-
bit, but he doesn't come out.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna walk back away and beeline it right back towards Tahko, as this is definitely an aside, and it's not this way. They're not this way. Once I get close to Tahko,
Okay.
Okay.
and we'll follow the rest of the tracks, and then the noises that are not being hidden.
Yep. We'll hustle back up to the others.
Oh, where are we going?
It's this way. Not much further. You could probably hear them.
Hey, yeah, I guess so.
You continue. How fast are you moving, by the way? Are you running? Are you walking? What speed are you going at?
Hustling.
Yeah,
Power
at it.
walking.
Yeah, I would say at a hustle, does it sound like they're getting away? Like, does it sound like that clinking's in farther off in the distance? Are they running?
No, the clinking you heard was the sound of the trap. Like when every time
Oh,
the fox
okay.
moved, the trap was moving.
From the tracks, they are leaving tracks though from like where they've
Yeah,
been walking.
you haven't.
through here.
You can follow the tracks very easily, but you have not heard or seen any sign of them.
Okay, are these tracks? Do they look like they're like heavy indents, like with snow just like blasted everywhere, like they've been running?
They're running, definitely. The
Definitely
tracks are
running,
spread
okay.
out. There are broken branches and everything aside. Like
I would expect
again,
it.
this thing's pretty big, and the tracks are very far apart.
Okay, well, we're not going to catch them if we just keep at this pace. They're going to be running full out into the night, so we gotta hustle even more if we want to catch them.
All right. Let's go.
Otherwise, we're getting farther and farther away from this town, and that's not good for any of us.
Elora, you want me to carry you?
No, wait, are you hustling?
We're gonna be running.
Can I just go into my lamp and then you guys can like, I can hear everything out there. I'll just come out when we're done. When you guys make it there, is that okay?
I got it.
Right. Okay.
I'll carry it.
This isn't the time to curl up and be afraid of things. Come on.
I'm not afraid. I just don't think I can keep up with you. You guys have way longer legs than me.
Last time you
Okay,
said that, you
Go into your lamp.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And
I'll carry you.
the ornate lamp that's right next to her, or on her belt, she's going to touch it, and she glows blue, and then all of a sudden she disappears, and then the lamp just falls to the ground.
Oh, that was
You want-
an actual thing she can do. Okay.
Yeah.
You're
And then
telling
I
me
grabbed
that
the
you
lamp.
were joking.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
Elora
she-
seems to get like swallowed into the lamp. Like,
Yep.
Oh, she was just making that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Elora, the first time you get
Mhm.
swallowed into the lamp, you've been here several times before, and it always kind of amazes you what this place looks like. There is like a little hearth, almost a campfire in the center of the lamp, which glows. What color is your lamp? Is it just normal color?
It's blue.
It's blue. So the flame is giving off a blue light, but you know that you are able to dim it or brighten it at will. There are curtains on the walls around you, really nice like silk curtains. There are pillows, there's blankets. It's a nicely decorated and laid out type environment. The walls themselves are these giant, elegant arches like you would find in southern Spain, like some of the mosques there. And the curtains can completely close them, but when the curtains are open, you can look out unobscured as if through the glass of the lantern itself.
Yeah, so yeah, Elora can hear everything you guys are saying. Not that you guys know that, but
Right?
so she'll know when to get out, basically.
I said, Zagrax can pick it up and like, can I see anything in it, or is it just a lamp?
It just looks like a lamp.
Like a giant eyeball comes up to
Like
it.
an ornate lantern.
And yeah, to you, Elora, there's this giant, like, draconic eyeball, which is like...
She's like, oh, get away!
It's,
And yeah, Zagrax,
But is
you
it
hear a
just a
little voice going, get away.
and it's light blue, you said?
I mean, her lamp is blue. It's always given off this blue light.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
mostly like blue and like a dark steel color.
Okay. I've heard the green ones are fairly powerful.
Mhm.
But
Huh.
anyway,
I could have swore I
Wow.
heard her for a second.
Well, she's probably not invisible. She probably actually did whatever she did. I don't know what she did. That's just weird. But
I'm
we
gonna
gotta go.
attach her lantern to my belt, and we're just gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you
I don't
say,
have
I'm
to
going to
think
attach the lantern to my belt ahead of you, probably 200 to 300 feet ahead of you. You hear a sudden, ah! Like just piercing the quiet sounds of the forest, and that is where we're going to end tonight.
Oh shoot!
Okay.
Mord. Oh boy.
Okay. At least I'm comfy.
I like that. Like, I don't want to run. I'm just going to go in here and check out.
You-
Hurry!
yeah. Yeah.
You guys can run at at least twice the speed she can, because you guys can make like way faster strides than her.
Mechanically, we can't.
No.
Right?
No, her-
Yeah.
And actually,
You're
one
right.
detail I should have noted, actually, because you would have seen this definitely, because of how fresh the tracks are. There are other tracks following the bigger tracks, similar, like smaller humanoid ones.
Oh,
Other
so,
towns.
so basically they were following, and then other tracks like kind of came out from the sides and merged in behind it, or
I mean, as you were running, there were tracks that came out of town ahead of you, like possibly some of the townsfolk were ahead of you.
yes.
And yeah, I'll say that one or two pairs like merged in from the side as well. Again, fresh tracks. So you're not the only ones in pursuit.
Yeah.
Probably, or else they're in the same group.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, you never know. But we will find out eventually.
Finding missing people? No. Recovering a sled of steel? No. Someone stolen the booze? People are up and ready to roll.
Yeah.
This is good meat. There's been nothing but good stuff here. This is the last bastion of good, right?
Plus, they kicked in the front door of the building we were staying at, killed 2 or 3 people, wounded at quite a few more, and then left while we were there.
Yeah, but in any other town, they'd be like, no, that just means it's more dangerous. Forget that. I like this town. They actually have some courage to it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about all the good mead we could have once we.
And it does look like, from Irilyssa's, your observations of the dead speaker, like he put up a fight. There were weapons and stuff around him.
Okay.
So yes, your point about their courage, definitely true.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Well,
Hey guys, might not die.
Yeah.
are you really
He just
sure
put
you
you on
want
a
to
clock
entrust
instead.
yourself to Nin?
I mean, you may die, but, it's the process of giving birth to something else, so maybe that'll
An
be
alien?
As we know with Nin, it's a 50-50 at best.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those of you
Oh,
watching, like, who the hell is this Nin character? This is my character from Ethan's campaign. And he's got a bit of a reputation, shall we say.
A wonderful fellow, one of the best doctors I know, and one of the most trustworthy doctors that you could ever go to. Probably.
I mean, when he
He's
decides
only
he wants to fix you, he's probably unmatched.
Mhm.
When he wants to.
Yeah.
Well, he's taking an interest in Irilyssa, so that's perfect.
Yeah, that's great.
And interest.
It never fails. I'm always the first character to potentially die.
It seems that way.
It wasn't me.
Now don't jinx us before next week. It's like a party wipe except for your character, and it's like
I
Well,
will hide the whole time.
right.
Well, you are all level 2 now, so you are a bit tougher.
Yeah. Are we rolling for health?
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted.
Oh, yeah.
I
Go
didn't
for
really
that.
want to like interrupt the flow of the game, and I knew there weren't any
Oh,
other
yeah,
fights and things coming up. But if you want to do that now, absolutely. If you want to do it during the week,
Okay.
I really
Fantastic.
don't mind.
I can do it.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind we
And
use
yeah,
the
welcome.
rule where if you get under half of what you should get, then you get half plus con.
Yeah. Yeah, and welcome everyone to the Q&A. We're now in that time session, so if there's any questions,
Yeah, I'll actually
Oh,
bring
yeah.
up chat.
With it.
Sorry, chat. This is always really difficult because I need to kind of stay focused on this.
Episode 3 of Digital Dragons. Now with 200% more body horror.
yeah, But-
Yeah.
This
Now-
campaign's been a lot darker than I expected, but like
Yeah.
Ethan's like, I want to do Icewind. It's a horror game. Like, okay then.
I love horror. This is great. I love the fact that it's like some
Oh,
alien
yeah.
vibes going on here.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that if it was happening to me. Like,
Oh my.
the first thing that ran through my head with this doctor thing
Oh,
was,
nice.
Doctor, give
Not
me
bad.
a bad case of purple ooze.
yeah, right. Ugh.
I was wondering if you guys would pick up on the name because I did bastardize it for Sherwin instead of Sharing.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
just
when you
because
said-
like rumors have spread, Bryn Shander heard it at Sherwin, but no, his name's Sharing.
No.
The moment you said the pavinated eye, though, I was like,
Yep.
Yeah, everyone's
Right away.
attention was
Well-
like, well, and then it's like, bam. I recognize that.
yep.
You said N, and then it was N with an S, and I'm like, what? And then you're like, peacock
Yeah.
feathers, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wait. And then you said eyeball, and I'm like, he didn't.
Yeah, to clear that up real quick, the pavinated eye is just the symbol that's the eye that looks like it's on a peacock feather. And yeah, they had an adventure that had to do with a lot of pavinated eye doors. So I love seeing the aesthetic here again. And it was a
I
little
don't.
freaked out. Just a little freaked out.
I think it's actually
We
like from
almost
what we
died.
know of the place that we
And-
ended in. I think this is actually entirely feasible.
Yeah, and a fox. The moment you started to say that, I was like, okay, fantastic.
Have we
The
just
fox is like
moved
our
like
mascot.
setting? Are we still in Faerun? Oh, we're not in
I don't
Kansas
know.
anymore.
I mean, we're considerably more good in this party.
That's true.
Cool.
All right,
Are
time
we-
to roll for dice.
Not alien.
Well, that's the
it's a
question,
dragon.
isn't it? Are you?
I have no idea what's going on with that.
Anyway, yeah, Irilyssa, you got 5 hit points plus 1, so 6. Elora, you
Yeah, I
got 5, 6.
Yeah.
Vulwin,
Thank
you
you.
got 8.
Should be 10 altogether.
Zagrax, you got 8.
Mm-hmm.
That's less terrible.
I got the default.
Did I get a roll?
It's not bad. It's 2 less than max.
Yeah, if you want to roll.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I've got a roll.
I mean, it's probably better you roll than not at all, right?
Oh yeah, yep.
I
Especially
rolled,
with the
15!
wink.
Wink, wink.
You can
So
average.
that's a
You get your
5.
average, which is still really nice.
5.
5? Okay. That means I get 8 because I have a 3 constitution.
Nice.
Wow.
You know,
you know
I
if the fox
hope
is
the
okay.
fox is okay.
Yeah, so
yeah.
again, there is a fox in the other campaign, which is why I was like, oh, okay, a fox. That's actually in the book. That I'm not making up.
Really?
Oh.
Oh, fantastic. So I was thinking the alleged singing fox is back.
Because I did, like, change the timeline a little bit. Like, you're supposed to arrive after this attack has happened, which is why you being there while it was occurring was a little bit janky. But I also wanted to introduce the speaker. Like, he's supposed to be dead when you arrive.
Oh, well, that does it.
Is the fox okay? Well, its paw's been crushed, so.
Well, yeah, presumably.
It's tough to say.
Yeah, I mean, it ate a good barrier too, so I'm hoping it heals it up enough to not be like raw, bloodied paw. But, you know, maybe there's still some injuries. I don't know. I'm hoping he's okay too. I feel for that fox.
You left a couple in the snow. Won't each one heal a hit point?
Yeah, I tossed him, and I think he ate a bunch right then.
He
there.
didn't eat any. He dived back into the bush as he threw stuff.
Oh, he
at
dived
him.
back in. Okay, because there's like 3 or 4 of them, like just I tossed out.
Yeah,
so
I mean, they're
maybe
still
he'll
there.
maybe he won't.
If his curiosity overwhelms him, he might go for them. But you rolled
Fox?
really poorly on your nature. He does not trust it.
Yeah. But I mean, I hope he knows what food looks like.
He does.
I tossed him away from the trap, so well, I'll hope.
And good berries do smell.
I
good,
just-
so.
Yeah, I just couldn't convince him that like I thought he would. I thought he'd bite me, personally, because I was just convinced that he thought I'd harm him, even though I was trying to help. So I was like,
I
you
did
know,
think.
well,
I thought, you're making an effort at least to be nice in your approach.
you know,
And he thinks it's like, I'm either dead or I'm not dead.
yeah. I mean, from Vulwin's perspective, if he did, he understands why. You know, so if it happens, it happens. He's still releasing him.
And as for that egg in there, I think dragons tend to have more traditional means of reproduction than amnesia strike and implantation of a foreign body into something.
This is not a dragon attack I've heard about before.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying that particular storyline.
yeah.
That one's original. That ain't in the book.
Oh, yeah? Oh, Joy, you added the body horror bit.
I did.
What does the fox say? Apparently screams.
Yeah, we have a lot of foxes here, so I kind of know what they sound like, and it's not pleasant.
No, it's really
yeah?
not.
No, it's really not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
something like
kind
that.
of scream. Yeah.
They are, yeah.
Foxes don't eat berries. I think foxes eat anything.
Hey, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I think they're
They
omnivores.
will.
Yeah, like scavengers.
Yeah, they'll eat worms, maybe. I don't know. Battle axe.
Why is it pink?
Why is it? I want to know why it's highlighted too. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's from the add-on.
Oh,
That goes from
For real.
D20.
Interesting.
Oh,
Hey, look, I rolled damage.
Or from D&D Beyond, sorry.
Beyond. Whenever you say that, I always think of the crit roll adverts.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool if we could eventually have it where we could share these character sheets, so anybody else could like see them too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's one of the other
right.
things. Like if they're on D&D Beyond, there are plugins.
Yeah.
They can be accessed directly
Well-
from Twitch.
Yeah, which we can do that actually. With this plugin, you can set up. I set up my character sheet in D&D Beyond, and you can just roll everything from it.
But does it automatically update from roll 20 or vice versa?
No, you have to update the character sheet in D&D Beyond. But once you have it in there, D&D Beyond's just better for keeping your character rolling, in my opinion, than roll 20.
Cool. Yeah, if you want to do that,
And
then
then-
please do, and I'll get the plugin installed.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, because then you can also shift click for advantage. What's that? Control click for disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I have no experience with it.
Try that out.
Curious.
And then
Yeah. I'm still wondering what kind of abomination is going to come out of that egg, because
oh yeah,
we need a living draconic creature, which means we're going to have to get a kobold, willing or not, to swap fates with Irilyssa. But then we're going to have to do the same for the NPC of
Danica.
Danica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Harder one.
going to be
I-
a humanoid. So
Yeah, I saw you, chat. I saw what you mentioned earlier. I saw what the question was about, what about Yetis? And I was like, oh boy.
I don't know. Can you?
Oh no.
we gotta go get a bumble.
we'll go knock out a Yeti, but it turns out there's already 3 more of these egg things in the Yeti.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
God.
Right? It's like, no, we're all filled up. Go find another Yeti.
Yeah. I mean, that's possible. I think they might be humanoid-ish.
I mean, how many of whatever this abomination is, how many of these are already out there too in the darkness, floating across the snow?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are creatures like this in real life, but they tend to be like infect like insects.
Yeah.
What?
Like, if you ever seen the snails with the bulging eyeballs, that's what comes to mind for me. That attract birds. Not a good time.
Bros.
Giddies are probably monstrous humanoids, but humanoid's still in the name, so who knows?
Large monstrosity, chaotic evil.
I don't know if monstrous humanoid's still a term because I haven't run 5th edition.
Well, it's one potential option. I mean, there are others. I'm sure lots of children get lost in the woods.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Well, what I was thinking is maybe we can find another of those murderers and just use them.
Nino strikes again.
How far will we have to stretch our morals to commit somebody else to death?
Exactly. That's why this
Well,
is
if it's a
interesting.
murderer, that's a
It's
That's fine.
maybe we're murdering someone, but
I mean, at the beginning of this campaign, you were all like, "Oh, how could they, commit somebody to die out in the cold, even if they're a murderer?" No, we want to implant them with some kind of foreign entity egg. No, we're much better than they are.
No, I like the idea. Is like we go to like new towns, like, hey, you guys have any murderers in town we could borrow?
You can take them off
We're
your
looking for
hands.
a
They will definitely
murderer.
see justice of some kind.
Yeah. Oh yeah, probably.
I mean, if we run across that Sky Tower fellow, I'd volunteer him.
I was waiting for him to say that.
By the way, level
Yep.
6, so I'm not at all surprised that he completely demolished you.
Oh man!
I was thinking, like,
6?
if you get him somehow to half health, then you'll probably have his
Yeah.
respect forever. But
Yeah.
no, you barely even scratched him.
No,
Yeah, didn't you nat one on the suplex?
on the
Yeah.
athletics? Yes, I nat 1.
Yeah, that's a
Hence he got the crit.
Yep,
pile drived.
that was he pile drive. I was going to suplex him if he didn't. Just.
Yeah.
No, I had debated just like straight up casting spells on him. Like, I'm not using a weapon, but it was a boxing match. It was fair.
Yeah, I was like thinking quite a long time, like, how should this play out? Because I knew at the end of the last session, I was like, I'm going to have this showdown because Goliath Pride is prickly, especially when a blood feud is involved.
Mm.
And yeah, he let you go on the road when his boss was telling him not to, but in town, like, there was a reason he wasn't in armor, and that's because Volroth said, fine, go and resolve this, but do not kill him. He kind of snuck out this giant sword, like, try and stop him. Taking the sword.
I mean,
with
that's
him.
that's the
A,
thing.
snuck
didn't-
out, lies.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
B, try and stop him. True.
And that's also the reason why Volrath had the city guard with him. Like, they were aware of what was going on.
Yep.
Oh, I told the city guard too.
You
I was
did.
like, yo.
You did.
I was thinking that if
Blood
I
feud.
refuse to fight and he kills me, then he'll be the next one dragged out into the snow like a forgotten dog.
Win-win.
Yeah, I mean that'd still come out okay.
Wow.
Would he though?
We
Considering
didn't-
that they're one of the adventuring parties and probably have a history of doing good deeds for the town.
Yeah, we didn't know that when we first came upon them. At least the majority of the parties. Zagrax,
I
you
don't
were the
think-
only one that knew, right?
I'm the only one who knows, I think.
Yeah,
Still.
I have
I haven't
no idea.
mentioned it.
Like
But
Vulwin
if I
knew
refuse to
the.
fight and he murders me, he's a murderer. So
Yeah, it's true.
what you get.
Yeah.
But you
yeah,
do know, like, from Goliath culture, the fact that you stood up and fought him even though you were so massively outmatched, that's a kudos in your court right there.
Oh, kudos to me.
So even though you were completely KO'd and demolished in the fight, you stood and fought. That matters.
Wow.
Look at my character's history. It's not the first time I've had my can kicked.
No.
That explains a lot, actually.
Yeah, especially by others from
Sky Tower?
Sky Tower. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I got into a lot of scraps in my youth with them.
Oops.
Yeah, and those would be
Yeah, true.
frequent. Like, knowing what I know about the history, yeah. And in fact, you would know that as well, Tahko. You're part of that history.
Yep.
I know you guys have a long-standing blood feud because apparently Vulwin crit on that, so he just knows the history of giants.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's going to be
You live around
interesting
here
when
long
you-
enough.
when you learn a bit
Yeah.
more about what's going on and who's involved and all that good stuff.
Mm.
As the story unfolds for all of us.
I'm glad you made his good meat,
I have
though.
my second character though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you finally accepted a quest. Thank you. It's like, how many more of these can I throw at you before something sticks?
Hey, this is our second quest.
Hey, we delivered mail.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Also
a quest, though.
That wasn't a quest. It's just me
Look.
want to make more money.
No one runs away with our mead. That's how it goes.
Yeah. I love when you describe the place as all like jovial and full of mirth. And I come in, we need a doctor for a seeping wound.
You know, I
And then
guess
you
it
rolled
was
like a 2
kind of
for the persuasion as well, which is like, that's so appropriate.
yeah. I guess it was kind of foreboding that this place was so happy and hadn't had murderers yet. We just needed a little bit of time, and then we got murderers now. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we found our humanoids. Maybe.
Yeah.
And next we'll be heading to Tourmaline and seeing what's plaguing that town.
Well, not
man.
far from the Lonely Woods, so maybe theft and skullduggery. I don't know.
Yeah, fun times, fun times. Oh boy.
Wow.
Well, if we get snowshoes and equipment here, we might just be able to make a straight northwestern trek,
Yeah.
straight up and grab the sled and just take it right up to Tourmaline.
Well, we got to bring it to Bryn Shander, really. Like time-wise, we have 3 days. Otherwise, we're going to be on the Book of Grudges. So
Yeah. How are we going to be in the Book of Grudges? It's not.
Yeah, we didn't lose.
we
the sled.
refuse to help the dwarves. That's just how it works.
The book was pretty specific about how to treat you if you do refuse, by the way.
Oh yeah.
wow.
Fantastic. I'm glad we told them that we're interested, but we got to, look out for the health of one of our compatriots.
And by the way, because of what you know of good mead, you would think it's unlikely that you'd get good snowshoes there.
Oh really?
There are rules about like the services offered in every city. Good mead is friendly, it's comfortable, but it has basically no services.
Oh, fun. Okay.
They don't really need snowshoes over there.
They don't need anything but mead.
Yeah.
Nord mead. I was
pave
so
the streets
tempted
with
to
mead
have
and make
that
it
playing
freezes.
like in the background as he neared the city, but then I couldn't think of a way of piping it to you as well as stream. I'll show you the song later, so you know what the hell I'm on about. Zach probably
All through
knows.
all through the trip over, you had that creepy atmospheric, wind playing,
Oh, I like that.
That's just cool to travel between towns.
and it also fit well for the doctor's visit because that was unnerving as well.
Because there is a specific soundtrack for good mead. I was like, no, let's keep this one because it is kind of intimidating.
Good old Ninio.
Yep.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, when I came up with that idea, I was like, this is so good. DMs really shouldn't play as their
A
characters,
man
but
who
he's
you,
an NPC.
you only
it's
trust
fine.
slightly more.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Who needs services
yeah,
when you have
next time-
mead? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You're completely
It's
correct.
true.
But yeah, next time we're gonna have to rescue some mead, and then rescue a sled, and then rescue a kobold.
Well,
Yeah, we'll find our murderer, and then we got to go get Danica, and then bring her here, exchange her for the murderer. We're good. This is like
Yeah.
hey,
checking all the boxes.
she's got 2 months. She can wait.
Does she though? She looked way worse. She looked way worse than you. Like,
Yeah, like
Well,
those of you who have studied the injury of Danica, she is further along than you are.
Oh,
Damage
no.
was done to you
Yeah.
because of Tahko's ministration. The best thing you could have done was leave that thing the hell alone.
yeah.
Like outside of the magical hero healing, like the prodding, but as soon as Tahko's like, I'm going to try and pull this thing out, it's like, oh dear, that's not going to end well.
See, I know
Oh no.
Oh, dear.
anybody who's seen Alien knows how that works with the face huggers. That just doesn't work. Don't do it.
Yeah, but you gotta try. You
Yeah,
gotta
because
try.
that's every classic sci-fi and every classic thing is like, yeah, you got to try and find out it doesn't
you gotta
work.
try, especially when it doesn't affect your own character.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you're not wrong.
When has he ever caused pain to your character? Never.
Every
I don't know
time.
right?
how many campaigns have we played together?
I've only been in a couple, and it's all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also all the ones that you haven't been in.
That's what I figured.
It's true.
So the song
Yeah.
I just linked, that's Nordmead, for those of you who don't know. That's what I was going to have playing in the background. It's kind of the theme tune of this
Okay.
channel.
I was gonna say you play that pretty
Ah,
often
okay.
as intro song, don't you?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
heard this.
Yeah, you would have if you've listened to any of my streams.
What I am most looking forward to is the fact that I can pop out of my bottle as a bonus action, so I can just be like and stab.
Surprise!
Yeah, I've been excited to
Go
see you
gadget
do
Elora.
What'd you say, Mordred?
that. I've been excited seeing you use that.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely got some interesting
what-
things.
We could just throw your lamp like a Pokeball.
I was gonna say, am I now a Pokemon trainer? Elora, I choose you.
Elora, you stab.
And then Elora could be like, nope.
Yeah, I can
Nope.
say no, like Pikachu.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite thing. Like, you know, you could be thrown against them and they'd be like, "What is this? This is stupid," and then just run past it, and you just pop up behind them, like.
Multi-class into
Surprise.
rogue incoming. Sneak attack.
Yep.
I also
think that's
think
one
that
of
if she wasn't super drunk, she wouldn't have gone into the bottle. But you know,
I mean, you have a level of exhaustion. You rolled really badly in your con save. You're tired. Like, I
Yeah.
get that.
like,
Yep.
nah, I'll just wait till we get there.
And you're
I'll take
equipped
a
to
quick nap.
Zagrax's belt, so like, is your whole thing like you're shaking around in there? Like,
No,
I was wondering
Okay.
that. Like, if someone was like shaking you or something, would you be like? I mean, the world around you would be blurred, I guess.
I think I would see it, but it wouldn't affect her.
Yeah,
oh, that's
Or she would
cool.
see it, but yeah,
gyro stabilization.
Oh, I'd get sick.
yeah.
That's what it's the problem with VR right now, right? Is
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
literally that is the world is moving, but you're not, and so you just your brain's like, what?
So the thing in
Yeah, we've got
the
a question about the egg. Would it be bigger if it was in Tahko than in Elora?
look,
Well, a
listen.
lot of creatures, the egg is as big as it will be for the creature that planted it, not for what it's in.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like for the pygmies in I think they're also in D&D. I've played with them in Pathfinder, but the pygmies will somebody gets infected with russet mold, and then when they die, the pygmy just bursts out of them. But no matter the size of the person, the pygmy is always small.
Oh, and also, I meant to do this the previous streams, I totally forgot. I'm just going to shout out people who followed and subscribed and raided. So, Lord Lambert, thank you very much for the raid. Jed Sieber, Waxo, M. Graham, thank you very much for the follows. And then Brug, thanks very much for the 12-month resubscription coming in full year. Congratulations on earning those wings.
Noise.
Full year raiding the Vikings. Huzzah! And then Palm Tree Life, thank you for the 6 months. Very much appreciate that. And then Combat Bunny, thank you also for the raid. So we had several people coming in during that.
That's great.
Appreciate all of you.
I just feel bad because I
I'm-
don't have any of that stuff open when I'm doing this because I need all of my desktop real estate.
Yeah.
But it does need to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed the spooky gore session.
Yes.
And then
Why do I keep agreeing to go into these horror games? I hate horror.
Hey, you haven't seen the spiders
What's
yet.
happening
You're
to
good.
your character?
I know, and I still hate it.
Who knows what horrors await us next?
Yeah.
Mordred knows.
I do.
Mordred
Yeah.
knows what horrors await us next.
And now that Nin's in the
That he does.
picture,
Oh god.
Look, I trust Nin more than the rest of what we're going to encounter.
I mean, that is
That's saying something.
it's sadly true.
I think he had like a 50-50 rate for healing versus killing.
Well, if he likes you and wants to heal you, he's great. It's just the ability or the
He was
ability
also
for you to get
terrible,
into that he wants to actually heal you thing is the problem here.
The friend
Yeah.
club.
Yeah.
and the thing is, because he's a
To
fully
befriend
trained
him.
doctor, like he knows how to kill you.
Oh yeah, and make it
Yeah.
look like he didn't.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely one of the most interesting characters because he's so different to me. It's just like, wow. Or is he? No, he is.
One day I'll get to that point where I can actually play a character that's dramatically different than myself, but
That's the
I'm
most
not sure
challenging
yet.
character I've ever played in. Because I don't know if I'm giving too much information away here, but he is a psychopath. He has no emotion.
Yeah, I bet that makes Irilyssa feel great.
Does your case interest him? In which case, maybe he'll do what he can to help you, but he doesn't really care one way or another.
I mean, at least it's professional.
So you got some real house vibes.
Yeah, it was House meeting. Well, House is based on Sherlock, but yeah, he's medical Sherlock, which is House.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I had been watching a lot of House in the run up to that. Suspicious.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Imagine that.
gasp.
There we go.
Because when I was out in Michigan last year, I watched the entirety of House.
Wow. Nice.
Michigan has more to do than that. Thank you very much.
Then House. Yeah, I don't think House takes place in Michigan.
Not anymore. We're all staying in our houses now.
Well, yeah, now you have to stay inside. But
Yep.
Well, it's just because some people can't.
let me
get
rephrase that. It has more for people who want to go outside. We're not people who
Not
want to go
right now.
outside. No,
Yeah.
we can't go outside right now.
The great outdoors somewhere outside the house.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore. Feels bad.
Anyway, I feel like we're veering away from D&D stuff, so I'm going to say, any
Yeah.
other questions? Otherwise, we will probably turn in. Give it 30 seconds for chat to catch up.
I'd say that I think you might have the delay on from the commentary
Oh, shoot,
still.
I do, don't I? I totally do. That's irritating.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Oh.
I was commentating a multiplayer game yesterday,
Well, that explains because I've watched your streams and usually they don't have a delay in them.
and that's
but
why
this time it definitely seemed like there
we
was.
have a 1 minute delay because it was competitive.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
That does make a lot of sense now.
Sorry, chat.
I picked it up pretty. I should have mentioned it early on, but you would have had to still restart stream. But
Yeah, it's not much I can
Would
do
you
while
had
it's
to?
live. Yeah.
yeah, but I noticed it early on when we're sitting there, and I went and clicked on it. I was like, oh yeah, I said that like a minute ago, and I heard myself say it. I was like, oh, okay.
see, I never watch, so meh, means nothing to me.
You never watch stuff, you liar.
What? I'm watching the chat, but that's it.
Oh, yeah.
I misunderstood what you meant by that.
Oh?
Hi.
Anyway, I think we've given them enough time, so thanks everyone for watching. Do hope you have enjoyed this. We will be back again next weekend. Getting close to Christmas.
Yeah.
Next
holidays
weekend
are
yeah.
would be
close.
okay for me.
Yeah. They're good for me too.
Yeah, next weekend should work.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll be back again next Sunday evening for some more Dungeons and Dragons with Icewind Dale. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you then.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone.
Bye.
No.